From Seminole High School, Time Warner Communications Sports presents the high school football game of the week. Tonight's game features the Class 4A Region 3 final of the state high school football tournament as the Seminoles of Bradenton Southeast get set to tee it up against the Warhawks of Seminole High. Hello again, everyone. Bryan Elliott here, welcoming you to Seminole High School for what amounts to a quarterfinal game in the state Class 4A football tournament. My pleasure once again to be joined by Eric Keaton. And Eric, a rematch of a first-round game last year down at Southeast. It was all Southeast, but a more mature and playoff-ready Seminole High School team this year.
The Seminole Warhawks were basically blown out last year, 34-0 down into Bradenton Southeast. They're looking for revenge tonight. It's going to be tough duty. Everybody knows about the Seminoles' high-powered offense, but this Seminole Warhawk team has a stingy defense as well.
Well, Paul Mockley brings the Bradenton Southeast Seminoles in with a 9-3 record, and they beat a very good Riverview team last week.
Let's talk about the offense. Look down at the bottom of your screen. Plus 14 turnover margin. This team just does not turn the football over. They average 37 points on the offensive side of the football. And one of the most amazing statistics is the quarterback has only been sacked 3 times all year.
Well, speaking of that quarterback, he is a consensus top 5 high school quarterback in the country by all the recruiting gurus. Adrian Mcpherson put up arena football-like numbers this year.
That is a career for most high school quarterbacks in 4 years. He's also the all-time state leading passer with more than 80 touchdown passes, almost 7,000 yards through the air. He reminds me kind of like watching Randall Cunningham out here. He looks like a gunslinger. He's going to put up some numbers tonight.
Well, defensively, they also have a fine football team. They're led by senior linebacker Mike Skokos.
It's up to players like Mike Skokos tonight to keep that defense in check. They've given up a lot of yards on the ground, and that's what the Seminole Warhawks are going to try to do, is run that football tonight. Skokos needs to average those numbers as you just saw, 10 tackles a game.
Well, Sam Roper brings the Seminole Warhawks in with a perfect 12-0 record and a big win last week against King.
And one thing that they've done the past 2 weeks, Brian, that they need to stay away from tonight is playing from behind. As you can see, they've only completed 4 passes. This team does not like to play much from behind. They need to run the football effectively tonight.
Well, run the ball, they run by committee, and senior fullback Eric Hunter has had the most carries this year.
We call him Big Game. Hunter wears number 7, 33 carries and 157 yards on the ground the past 2 games in the postseason. He is the workhorse for the Seminole Warhawks.
Well, a lot of great athletes defensively. DeQuez Gully, the senior defensive end, one of the leading tacklers.
Leading tackler in the postseason with 15. He's going to need some big numbers tonight, as is everybody on the defensive line for the Seminole Warhawks. You see 4 big plays. Everybody on that defensive line is going to need a big play tonight to keep Adrian Mcpherson in that pocket and force him to throw before he's ready.
Well, it's the Seminoles of Bradenton Southeast, the Warhawks of Seminole High, getting set to tee it up for the right to go to the semifinals of the 4A football tournament. We'll have the kickoff for you next, right here on Time Warner's Channel 7. Bryan Elliott, Eric Keaton back with you at Seminole High School. It is the Class 4A Region 3 final between the Bradenton Southeast Seminoles and the Warhawks from Seminole High School. Let's go down to midfield now to our referee, Tom Powers, for the coin toss.
Elliott, Bordeaux, and Gully. Shake hands, guys. All right, guys, name of the game is football. Got the home team here, got the visitors here. Can you see what that is? Heads? Okay, he says that's a head. See that head? He says that's a tail. I'm going to toss it in the air. You're going to call heads or tails, one or the other. You're going to tell me what he said. You ready?
Heads.
What'd he say? Heads. What is it? Heads. Who won? He won. All right, you want the ball? All right, he wants the ball. You tell me which direction you want to kick or which goal you want to defend. Either way you want to say.
We'll defend.
Defend that goal and kick back this way. Okay, spin around, guys.
All right, Southeast won the toss. They will receive, going left to right on your screen, in the white with the navy blue pants, the red helmets. The Seminoles of Bradenton Southeast playing a very tough schedule, come in at 9-3. Playing teams like Bradenton, Manatee, Riverview, Punta Gorda, Charlotte, Lake Region, Sarasota, and Sarasota Riverview, Lakeland, Auburndale, Sarasota, Booker, East Bay. And there's the Seminole Warhawks, undefeated, 12-0. Have posted 4 shutouts, Eric, and Average giving up only about 9 points a game on the defense. A very powerful defensive unit against a high-flying offense. Something obviously has got to give this evening.
And we're going to see which team will give right off the bat, with Southeast winning the coin toss. And that defense in green is going to be tested quickly against Adrian Mcpherson. And that offense for the Seminoles and the Noles tonight, they kind of run that offense, Brian. A lot of our viewers are used to seeing for the Gibbs Gladiators, but they are much more profiled, high-scoring athletes.
Our coach is Paul Meckley on the left, the veteran head coach of Bradenton Southeast. Won 2 state titles back in '93 and '94, and Sam Roper on the right. Veteran head coach in his 16th season, comes in with a 69-95 record of undefeated season. Each year, Eric, his program has gotten better. You ask him what the difference is. He's always had, kind of like Countryside, some tough physical players. He finally, the last couple of years, has got some skilled position athletes to go with those aggressive players. He's turned it into a fine undefeated football team.
Yes, the last 2 seasons, he's 20-3. Of course, the 12 games in a row right now. This is the farthest the Seminole Warhawks have ever been in the playoffs. And this team, looking back at last year's game, and it was a 34-0 contest that they lost to the Seminoles, but the game a little bit closer when you talk to Coach Meckley over there from Bradenton Southeast.
Number 15 is Morgan Riley, getting set to kick off. Seminole in their green uniforms, the twin safeties. We've got number 81 back there deep, that's Fred Span. And number 7, James Shelley. Riley with a deep, high kick. It's going to come down to Span out about his 7.
He's a little more dangerous, Brian.
Take it up the middle and spun down right at the 25-yard line. Just across the 25, where the Seminoles will put it in play, 1st and 10 from there. Big Adrian Mcpherson, 6'4", 185, 37 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. And the offensive unit he will guide: McPherson, Shelley, Washington, the running backs, Pollock, Span, and Lip, the receivers, the offensive front, Wilson, Bunce, Thaler, Norman, and Brown. He's going to start in the shotgun. Twin receivers to either side. Immediately going to try to spread them out. And he's going to run the quarterback draw and run right into number 88 and get dumped. That's a nice play by Reno Iguaya, the sophomore defensive end. Make that Ryan Deckenbach on the tackle and make that, number 66.
The front 4 for the Seminoles: Fox, Novolo, Kay, and Gully, the linebackers. They're awfully good. Leverance, Jackson, Fabrizio, and the secondary going to be tested all night. Lumpkin, Elliott, Layfield, and Williams.
That was Ryan DeNobla, the junior defensive lineman. I stand corrected. Came in with 69 tackles. 4 receivers this way, 1 the other way. Under pressure, McPherson going to run out of there. And he's going to fall down just a couple of yards over the line of scrimmage. So far, trying to spread them out. The Seminole, the first 2 plays, the Warhawks have been up to the challenge, Eric.
Well, they've been getting pressure on the outside and forcing McPherson to take a step up through the pocket. That time, the inside slant route, McPherson looking to Jaworski Pollock, and he wasn't open. Seminole had it covered underneath, and he had to take off running.
Third down, and we'll call it 8. Out of the shotgun. Under pressure, firing over the middle, has his receiver, and he's going to be across midfield. That's big number 81, Fred Span. Came in with 30 catches. Span, the senior wide receiver at 5'11", with the grab.
Well, you'll watch the Noles tonight. They like to go over the middle, and when they do, they like to go with Fred Span. This time, Fabrizio, coming from the outside, looked like he was going to get to the quarterback, put a hit on McPherson, but he delivered the football to Span, and Span just drags Layfield down.
1st and 10, just across the midfield stripe, again out of the shotgun. McPherson spreading the field with plenty of time underneath. He's going to have a man wide open. Gets it to number 3 out there, Torrance Washington. Washington will be very close and will have a 1st down to about the 37-yard line of the Seminole Warhawks.
Washington, the big fullback, giving Seminole Warhawks a little bit more problems to think about now as they put the fullback downfield and get him just to go for a simple pass over the middle, kind of acting like a tight end, although this offense does not run with the tight end.
This time they'll go under center, put the backs in the I formation. They'll send a slot to the short side. Receiver the other way. Gonna run it straight up the middle. This is the big tailback, number 7, James Shelley, the leading rusher. Came in with 764 yards and 13 touchdowns on the ground.
Of course, this offense for the Noles used to live and die by the run when they had Darrell McMillan, who wore number 7. Now they have James Shelley, and it was just a couple of seasons ago, due to the arrival of Adrian Mcpherson, that they went with the passing game that they have now.
2nd down and 5. Play action, McPherson in the pocket, gonna fire the deep fade pattern, just overthrown. Pretty good coverage out there by Bryan Elliott, trying to get it out to Fred Spann. And just overthrown as Elliott was running with him stride for stride.
Yes, Elliott's been tested. This is one of the reasons at the beginning of the season that Sam Roper played the Clearwater Central Catholic Marauders, facing their offense that they love to throw the football. And we saw Elliott get beat a couple times on this corner post pattern, but that time he was step for step, and that ball just out of the reach of Fred Spann.
Elliott with 3 interceptions coming in. 3rd down on the big 5 right here out of the shotgun. It looks like he's checking off at the line of scrimmage is Adrian Mcpherson. Twin receivers to either side. Straight back with plenty of time, gonna fire it underneath, and good coverage out there again by Bryan Elliott as he was trying to get the ball to 23, Travis Lip, a junior wide receiver. 4th down and decision time now for Paul.
Well, they will definitely go for it. Adrian Mcpherson, he loves to spread that football around the jaws. Number 11, Lip, Spann, or even James Shelley. And you already saw him hit Torrance Washington out of the backfield. But this football team of Southeast will go for it. They went for it 19 times during the season, only made it 6.
4th and 5, a big play early. 9:23 left in a scoreless first quarter. In the shotgun.
Need the pass rush.
Straight back McPherson, looking, gonna dump it off to his fullback, and a big hit. Very close to the 1st down. Justin Lumpkin making the hit, depending on the spot.
And somebody's gonna get a favorable spot. It will be Southeast, they get it. Nice job this time of McPherson. Tippy-toeing out of the pocket, and Washington hangs on to that football after he was leveled near the sideline, and he just picks up the 1st down.
2nd catch of the contest on the dump off for Torrance Washington, the junior fullback at 216. He came in with 13 receptions for 99 yards and 1 touchdown. He also rushed for 4 touchdowns on the year.
Little equipment problem right now with Justin Lumpkin that they're trying to fix right now. Adrian Mcpherson, an incredible season, holds all the passing records, obviously, for Southeast. And now they're going to have Amal Wanagatunga replace Justin Lumpkin. Lumpkin can't get that equipment problem fixed, Brian.
So we have to go after Wanamatunga right away. He's normally the nickel back. We talked about records. He has the state record for touchdown passes, eclipsing Kenny Kelly's 77 at Tampa Catholic. He has 81 in his career. Under pressure now, McPherson trying to get to the outside. He's going to run and be cut off by Jackson, but he finds a receiver at the goal line, and he is into the end zone for the touchdown, Travis Lip. And that is just the athleticism of an Adrian Mcpherson buying time. You saw number 3, DeQuell Jackson, cut him off. He pulled up and fired a strike to Lip for the touchdown.
Adrian Mcpherson gets out of the pocket, mess right there. It looked like the DeQuez Gully was bearing down on him, and Lip makes a great adjustment, comes back for the football to his quarterback, and then you see his ability to get into the end zone, just barely gets in, but hey, it's all good for 6.
42 on to attempt the extra point. Stephen Baker, the kick is up, and it is through. 8:52 remaining in the first quarter. Southeast takes the first drive, 75 yards for a score. They lead at 7-0. We'll take a break. You are watching the high school football game of the week on Time Warner, Channel 7. Well, Adrian Mcpherson with his 38th touchdown pass of the year, a 27-yarder. Travis Lip.
See Coach Meckley over there gets involved with the team unity as they get ready for the kickoff here.
That was Lip's 7th touchdown receiving on the year. We're going to have number 32, Mike Skokas, senior linebacker, handling the kickoff duties.
Guess you have no problem when he's back there kicking, Brian, of the kicker missing the tackle.
He's a big guy to have running down. They're going to send a squib kick down. It's going to be picked up by Gully, because Gully trying to get across field and will not get outside against the speedy, athletic Bradenton Southeast team. That's Jose Rivera, number 82, the senior on the tackle. So this freshman make that freshman linebacker on the tackle on the special teams.
Well, Coach Roper's team now, Brian, has to go to work. They have to use up some of that clock and get this running game going. They averaged 300 yards rushing during the season, but only 220 in the playoffs.
Well, it's been a running back by committee. A number of guys have carried the ball this year. DeQuell Jackson, the quarterback, also their leading tackler. Go both ways. They'll line up in a wing T formation, send Gully in motion, run the counter play to Danielle Williams. Danielle Williams with a little bit of a crease. Gets out to about the 29-yard line. Give him a gain of about 4.
Brian, that's got to be Danielle Williams' biggest gain in the postseason.
And the offensive unit, Jackson the quarterback, Gully, Hunter, and Lumpkin the running backs, Abramson, Galmish the receivers, your big offensive front, Manning, Farmer, Bordeaux, Souls, and Lorenzetti.
Brian, Danielle Williams only 13 carries and 16 yards in the postseason. He's got to get on his game tonight and live up to that nickname that we gave him Game Time.
Wing right, on 2nd down and 4, they'll send a man in motion. Gonna run the fullback Hunter for a couple of yards, maybe 3, a grudging 3 at that. It'll be 3rd down and about 3.
Those linebackers wrapping him up, and also Nikita Rutland, his free safety position. He's going to come up and squeeze that line of scrimmage for Bradenton Southeast. Up front, Wilson, Bunt, Kinnick, and Crawford. The linebackers, Elliott, Skokos, Galbraith, and the secondary, Ware, Jenkins, Rutland, and Capers. And you talk about Nikita Rutland. Now this guy comes in with 118 total tackles, number 6, 5 for a loss and 4 interceptions. He's only a junior. And as I said, he's going to squeeze that line of scrimmage and act like another linebacker tonight.
Well, they're very much like Seminole. They're not a huge defense, especially at the linebackers, but they're very athletic and quick. Jackson firing it downfield off the fingertips of the big tight end. Try to get it to Reno Aguaya, the sophomore tight end, and it falls incomplete, and it'll be 4th down and 3 in a punting situation coming up for the Warhawks.
Not the way that Seminole wanted to open up this game. DeQuell Jackson trying to lob this one in there to an open receiver and just beyond the fingertips. It kind of surprises me that they went with the pass and they didn't try to run it to the outside, maybe with the quarterback, and get him to roll out of the pocket.
4th and 3, they line up like they're going to go, but also Jackson is the punter, as we well know, and he'll go back now in punt formation. Travis Lipp will be the deep man. Decent punt coming out of there. Lipp's going to let it hit. Couldn't catch it. It's going to take a favorable Seminole roll and be picked up and down.
Well, he's fortunate that didn't hit him on the ankle, Brian.
Yes, he is. Be down at the 25, and that's exactly pretty much where Bradenton Southeast started their first drive. They took it 75 yards for the 7-0 lead. 7:13 remaining here in the first quarter. This will be the second possession of the contest for the Seminoles of Southeast.
You know, and that's a type of play that the Warhawks needed right there, Brian. They need some type of break in this game early against Southeast, and that would have done it because Southeast just does not turn the football over. Only 5 picks during the season, plus 14 on the turnover ratio.
Very well drilled and coached team. McPherson will go under center, trips to the wide side. One receiver to the left, the lone back is the big fullback, Torrance Washington. Looks like he's checking off at the line of scrimmage.
There was a
little bit of movement.
False start.
That's a senior, though, Eric. You got the senior quarterback who's been under center. He's a highly recruited guy, and it's nice when you have that comfort level as a coach to allow your quarterback to check off and call the plays.
Snap infraction on the offense. First down.
But that time they may have taken a little too long, and the offensive line got a little jittery.
Chris Thaler, the center there, really the backup, replacing the center James Pietrilla. They've been working on snaps for a long time in practice to make sure they get it down right. That time just a little too anxious.
1st and 15, gonna run the quick option, gonna toss the ball back to Washington. Washington running right through a tackle. Powers his way for about a 5-yard gain, gets that 5 yards right back. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Wes Gully eventually chasing him down. DeQuez, we mentioned at their pregame show, 15 tackles here in the postseason, and he catches up right there and hauls him down. And be asked to make big plays like that. Heck, the more they run it, the more Seminoles say, go ahead, don't put that football up in the air.
Torrance Washington back in the shotgun this time, actually 2nd down now and 9 as he picked up 6 yards on the previous play. Under pressure, going to tuck it up and run it. Markers all over the field and driven out of bounds hard by DeQuell Jackson on the opposite side. Let's see whether this one is coming back. Wait for referee Tom Powers to sort it out for us. Block below the waist. Tom Powers, our officiating crew, is referee Tom Powers. Ron Phelps is our umpire. The head linesman is Steve Wilson. The line judge, Johnny Worlds. The back judge is Eric Newman. And the electric clock operator is Mike Munger. Crew from Hillsborough County. They rotate the crews here, Eric, in the state tournament. You never really know what crew you're going to get or where they're from in a state tournament game until before the game a lot of times.
Been a lot of Sarasota County people traveling, but I guess the Hillsborough people are fortunate tonight. They just have to go across the bridge to get here.
Well, with the block, that is a point of the infraction foul, and that's going to mark them back. And it's going to be second down now and about 22. So in the shotgun, he's got running backs to either side. McPherson does, and Shelley in Washington. 3 receivers. Straight back with time, going to swing it out this way to Shelley. Shelley with a nice little move across the 20, out across the 25. He gets the yardage back. And it'll be third down, about 7.
Shelley showing some quicks out there. You can see this play developing. McPherson looking downfield. Get the defense to go down with his receivers. Then Shelley, good receiver, worked on his receiving skills this offseason with Reggie Davis and Doc Pollard out of the University of Florida. Said he really had to adjust to catching the football out of the field and blocking, but he seems to be doing well with 39 receptions coming into this game.
Polished receiver on that play right there as McPherson led him perfectly. 3rd and 7, again out of the shotgun with twin receivers to either side is Adrian Mcpherson. Now running out of some time, going to buy time, firing it deep down the sideline. Williams lost contain, but is it caught? It's out of bounds, and good officiating there as the back judge lost it, and the line judge hustling down said no, he was out of bounds, and it will be incomplete.
See, McPherson can make things happen on the run. He just hauls that ball downfield a good 35, 40 yards. And as you mentioned, losing containment was Danielle Williams. He lost sight of the receiver, and he almost stopped and got turned around. And if that ball is on the money, it's a big play that Seminoles said they needed to stop. But they're going to get it right back, and they need the big play right here from number 20.
He's looking for the football, Eric. He's got his feet tangled up. And right by him to the receiver. He's the deep man waiting for the punt. Punted out of there by Lip. It's going to hit at the 45. Williams picks the punt up and is tackled by the face mask. They'll tack 15 onto that one. So he tried to trick number 12, Sean Sullivan, and he had him tricked, and Sullivan, all he could do was grab the face mask to bring him down.
Yeah, that's just Sullivan trying to make a play there. He'll be disgusted with himself, but he's just grabbing anything he can. He finally sees the ball right there, and he reaches up, and Danielle's not the tallest of guys. Any normal football player, he's going to be grabbing around the waist right there, but that's a mistake. But the defense can make up for it if they have a stand and stop Seminole.
Well, that has got to be the 15-yard variety there. I mean, it was intentional, but he made the tackle by the face mask. So it wasn't just an incidental grabbing of the face mask. Let's see what they call.
Face mask on whites. We got a dead ball, personal foul on green.
The personal foul against Seminole. They didn't see that.
I don't even think the Noles saw it. They started clapping. I don't even think they saw it.
Not sure what happened there, whether somebody said something or what. Sam Roper looking on rather perplexed.
You can hear the moan from the crowd.
So in high school football, they'll march the penalty both ways, I believe. That's what they've done historically anyway. Now we're going to turn around, I think, and
this will be the first time that I've seen them march this off all season long. I thought the officials have done away with this. Most of them, not to say that they've been a little lazy, but they're just like, hey, look, why should we walk it off and then walk it back to the original spot?
These guys seem to be rather thorough if you listen to the way
they've made it this far.
The pre-game instructions went out. What did he call, and what is it? Can you see it?
Well, we had one referee. It took him 3 chances last week to get the coin toss off. So,
all right. So Seminole have it 1st and 10 from their own 38, trailing at 7-0. 5:27 left. First quarter. Double wing. In motion, Gully going to give the ball to the fullback, and nothing there. First man he's going to run into 77 Todd Bunce. And Todd, the big 6'4", 275-pound defensive lineman, a junior, had a lot of help.
And Brian, number 77 Bunce is intimidating. Now you see an injury. Brent Farmer holding his forearm. It looked like he got hurt on that play, and he's finally coming out. Another replay being wrapped up. Also in on that tackle, a slew of Seminoles, and Bunt's 6'4", 275, just a junior. Probably going to gain another 10, 20 pounds, another inch.
Pretty good sized defensive line. Not huge linebackers, but quick linebackers for Bradenton Southeast. 2nd down and 9. I'm going to give the ball to Fabrizio, the sophomore fullback. He gets it out to about the 45. They'll bring up 3rd and about 4 from there. They'll spot it actually at the 44.
Third down yardage situation coming up, about the same as the last possession. The time Stokos running into Fabrizio. Fabrizio had a lot of carries during the regular season when you look at the total core of the Warhawks, but he hasn't had that many here in the postseason.
Fine sophomore had 446 yards coming in and 97 tackles from his defensive back linebacker position. On the option, Jackson got a ticker, turned up and run it with the 1st down across midfield. So just a sprint option.
The play we were all looking for on their first possession, and they call it here. DeQuell Jackson, very athletic. Of course, he's going to be a defensive player at the next level. Still only a junior, but here, very hard to bring down. Seminole gets the best of him right there, but hey, Seminole Warhawks pick up a much-needed 1st down. They were 3 and out on the first possession. They need to get something offensively going.
Outstanding football player, DeQuell Jackson. 150 tackles coming in. Rushed for 225 yards and 6 touchdowns. He threw for 4 touchdowns. Just a great athlete. 1st and 10 from the Manatee. Bradenton Southeast, excuse me.
Oh, wide open.
Wide open is a man down there. That is number 2, Marvin Elliott. And Elliott down to the 15-yard line. So crossing them up on 1st down. DeQuell Jackson, Marvin Elliott with the reception.
And the Noles not expecting this whatsoever. No pressure on DeQuell Jackson. The play action is just beautiful. And he was much more wide open than that until finally the defender closed in on him. But Marvin Elliott has to make that catch. He comes up with the big play, caught the Noles totally off guard.
It might be his first catch of the year because he did not register on their statistics. 5 receptions this year. Okay, I stand corrected. But not many. So Fabrizio slips down on the option action. That time, actually, if Jackson would have kept it, they might have been able to turn the corner, but that was probably a predisposed handoff to the fullback in the huddle.
Fabrizio might have got a look at big number 97, Gerald Kinnick, coming at him, 6'3", 235 pounds. And a lot of guys will go down when number 97 is standing in their way.
That's a good size, as I said, defensive front. You've got him and big 77 Bunts at 275 pounds.
Matt Brown's been in there as well, replacing Kyle Crawford.
2nd down and 10.
Replacing Julius Wilson. Crawford is in there.
To the left. Fabrizio, the fullback, will send Elliott in motion. Play action. Jackson under pressure. Overthrown. He actually had Fabrizio wide open at about the 9-yard line. He would have had 1st down yardage if he could have hit him, but getting good pressure, forcing Jackson to throw the ball a second too early.
Nikita Rutland, as soon as Jackson turns around, Rutland, he has 5 tackles for a loss. And he's the free safety now. You know why. He can put pressure coming from the outside. And that pressure right there disrupted that pass play.
You got a free safety, Eric, with 111 tackles and 8 tackles for loss. And he's a guy in running situations, especially he's kind of the John Lynch crowd in the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and 4 picks to go along with it. So he can play up on the line of scrimmage and he can drop back in the coverage.
3rd and 10. They're showing blitz. The Seminoles are going to run the counter crisscross. Danielle Marshall, can he get to the outside? He cannot. Great play coming up from the secondary by Nikita Rutland. If he gets by Rutland, he may still be running, but the speed, and you see why he has 111 tackles coming in. He forced that one in a hurry.
Well, Rutland just stays at home this time on the crisscross. He doesn't follow Elliott to the far side. They've been watching the tape, much like the Warhawks have been watching tape on Adrian Mcpherson, and up ends Danielle Williams, just sent game time right on down. Nikita Rutland, one heck of a football player, and now the field goal. And Seminole finally get on the board against Southeast.
It's going to be a 32-yarder, tough left to right angle for the young kicker, Morgan Riley. Kick is up. It has got the distance, and it is good with plenty of distance. So Morgan Riley with the field goal, 1:39 remaining in the first quarter. The Warhawks are on the board. Southeast now leads it by the score of 7-3. We'll take a break. You are watching the high school football game of the week on Time Warner, Channel 7. kicked a 32-yard field goal to get the Warhawks on the board, kicking off again. Spann will take it at his 6. Return the opening kickoff out to near the 25. Going to come back, and Elliott will not allow him to break outside. That is a great open field tackle by the fine senior Marvin Elliott.
Fine is understating it, Brian. That was outstanding when you talk about wrapping up Fred Spann. 10 kickoffs coming into this game, returned 2 for touchdowns, including a big 94-yarder. A blocker was out there, but I think the blocker underestimated Elliott's ability to make the open field tackle, or at least thought Spann would be able to juke him.
Elliott, only 140 pounds, had 40 tackles, 3 interceptions, a couple of forced fumbles defensively. There's Mcpherson tonight, 5 for 7, 82 yards, and a touchdown. First quarter's not over yet, folks. Under center, gonna run the quick flanker screen, and it's dropped. That's actually his tailback who was lined up at the flanker position. That time was James Shelley, or the wide receiver position, trying to get him the ball in the open field. And the Cardinals sent of a young player, Eric, tried to turn it up and run it before he looked it in.
As I was talking about earlier, really worked on his pass catching ability in the offseason. And when you are running back, that's what you do first, and that's what he was wanting to get at very quickly.
And it was set up. He would have had a few yards. He had a blocker out in front of him.
And you see the way they spread the field out. I mean, Shelley was so far over on the far side. Most teams that run that play do not have a quarterback that can fire it out there that quickly.
2nd and 10 from the shotgun. Mcpherson with a back to either side. Going to run the draw to Washington. No, he's going to run the option and keep it. Short side option, now pitching it. And a marker back way across the field. And it looks like it's going to be against Southeast. The preliminary indication is DeQuell Jackson was tied up with someone, one of the offensive linemen, and it will be coming back. But a nice play out of the shotgun. These guys just run it all, Eric.
Well, this is what Southeast does. They like to cross you up. They can run the speed option here with Adrian Mcpherson. They'll eventually run the hurry-up offense, and of course they love to spread you out. That's the main part of this offense. But they do run the football, and they can run it effectively with James Shelley.
Shelley, their leading rusher, coming into the contest. 764 yards and 13 touchdowns rushing.
The last signal looked like a personal foul there, Brian, as he went out of the picture. Before it was holding, then it went to personal foul.
Well, if someone said something again, the Hillsborough officials especially, they cracked down over Hillsborough this year on taunting and any curse words or language, foul language. They were ejecting people.
And what did we see last year when you and I did the Lakewood and Bartow game? You know, the officials from Hillsborough cracked down on it there.
Probably rightfully so. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but hopefully everyone is aware of how they're going to call them. There's the holding that's denied or declined, and there's the personal foul, and that's accepted. So Tom Powers showing us the 2 calls, and it's back inside the 10. And it'll be second and about 14 or 15.
We're moving back about half the distance. This is where the big play, Seminole Warhawks need to be leery of the big play potential.
Shotgun again for Mcpherson. He has 3 wide receivers lined up. Steps up over the middle, thrown behind his receiver, and almost interception. Daniel Williams there diving towards the interception as he threw it behind Travis Lip. One of the few misfires you'll see from Adrian Mcpherson.
And that one sailed on him a little bit. He's going to have some words to say to his receivers. Big time leader out there is AD, and you can see that one kind of sailed, fluttered a little bit. Defensive backs have to recognize that, come up and get the easy pick. You don't get many chances like that.
No huddle from the shotgun. Trying to confuse him on 3rd and 14. Steps up and hit as he threw the ball into the ground. It goes. As around his ankles was DeQuell Gully. Gully, the man we featured in that pregame show, he had 68 tackles, 7 tackles for loss. That time a pressure forcing a punt from Southeast.
Brian, last week the Noles scored on 7 consecutive possessions, but this time 2 in a row now for the Warhawks as they're starting to heat up that pressure. They're only sending 3 down linemen. We talked about DeQuell Gully and the pregame 4 big plays. There's one right there.
The last 4 pass attempts from Mcpherson have been incomplete. Started out 5 for 7. And that time Gully just powered right through 200-plus pound offensive lineman. Marshall takes it on the run. Danielle Williams. I don't know why I was going to call him Danielle Marshall. Danielle Williams inside the 25, down to the 24, and that is what we love to see, Eric. The senior came up, caught the ball, did not allow it to hit the ground, had momentum and great field position now for the Seminole Warhawks.
Exactly what I was thinking. You see the pressure that time. The kick got off. No call there, as Seminoles blocked 6 kicks during the season. As you mentioned, Daniel Williams coming up and taking that punt, recognizing it. He's a center fielder in baseball, so he can field him back there.
Great soccer player, just a great athlete. 1st and 10 from the 24 of the Seminoles. On the option, pitching it late to Daniel Williams. Williams with a nice move, and Williams down to about the 20. Doesn't think there was much there. It's the athleticism of the Daniel Williams turning it into a 4-yard gain after the pitch from Jackson.
Both guys, Jackson so strong, getting out of that tackle and being able to pitch the football back to Daniel Williams. Now Eric Hunter coming in, and it's his turn to get the tough yards. A decent gain of 5 yards considering the circumstances on that play.
2nd and a long 5. Hunter now into the fullback position, as Eric mentioned. Going to give the ball straight handoff. Justin Lumpkin, and Lumpkin running hard. Lumpkin refuses to go down until he has a 1st down to about the 11. Justin Lumpkin, his first carry of the contest, and he made it pay. Made it count, the 5'8", 170-pound senior running back.
Justin Lumpkin, of course, many of the Noles expecting Hunter to get the ball, bounces off a tackle right there and then breaks it to the outside. Goes over another Nole till finally he is brought down by Bryan Elliott, the sophomore, who's going to be an outstanding player for this Southeast team. And that may have been the last play of the 1st quarter with Seminole, Ryan, in position to score.
Seminole with a 1st and 10 from the 11 when we come back for 2nd quarter action. We'll take a break. Bradenton Southeast leads it 7-3 over the Seminole Warhawks. You are watching the high school football game of the week right here on Time Warner, Channel 7. Brian Elliott, Derek Keaton back with you, starting 2nd quarter action.
Telecast rights to this FHSA State Series contest have been granted to Time Warner by the Florida High School Activities Association, is intended solely for the enjoyment of our viewing audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Florida High School Activities Association is prohibited. Brian.
Strictly prohibited, right? Something like that.
They'll put you in jail.
1st and 10 from the 11. Tight formation. Behind a double wing now with Eric Hunter, the lone running back. Give the ball, Lumpkin. Lumpkin inside the 5. Lumpkin gonna be spun down. Another good run inside the 5 at about the 4. Justin Lumpkin just will not go down on 1st contact.
You have guys in the secondary making tackles, and it's no longer Nikita Rutland up there on the line of scrimmage. He misses right there, and then coming over is going to be Mike Jenkins making the tackle. Excuse me, there's Rutland in the secondary. He was taken into the end zone.
Down near the 3, Justin Lumpkin, 554 yards, 6 touchdowns rushing this year. 2nd down and a long 2. Give the ball, this is Hunter. Hunter for the touchdown, Eric Hunter, number 7. That'll be his 11th touchdown rushing on the year. He's the big play back that we feature in the pregame show, and he gives the Seminole Warhawks the lead with 11:21 remaining 2nd quarter. Morgan Riley on to attempt. Brandon Mott on to attempt the extra point. This is Mott, and the kick is up, and it is through. 11:21 remaining. Add one more to the tally, and the Warhawks lead it, Eric, by the score of 10-7. And that man, as you talked about, is the big play man.
Justin Lumpkin gets him down there. Then it's Eric Hunter. Nice block by Fabrizio to get him into the end zone. Eric Hunter injured for a few games this season, but he's really come on at the tail end of the year. You saw him in the district championship against Largo, follows his blocker, and right there gets into the end zone. Just a tough runner, 5'11", 176 pounds, plays bigger than that in his fullback role. He has had one heck of a 2nd season for the Seminole Warhawks. He'll get more carries tonight.
Speaking of playing bigger, that offensive front's not the biggest. Tyler Manning, Brent Farmer, Ryan Bordeaux, Dallas Souls, Tony Lorenzenti, tight end Rylan Galmish. A great lead block, as you talked about, from the sophomore Fabrizio. That linebacker wanted no parts of him on that play. And they open a nice hole at the goal line. Morgan Riley getting set to kick off. Fred Spann and James Shelley, the twin safeties. Nice long kick from Riley. He's going to go into the end zone, an automatic touchback in high school football. And the player who was just brought up from the JV squad at our Largo game, Eric, he's got a 32-yard field goal and a kickoff into the end zone. He's excited. He should be. Great kick.
And you know, Brian, the first game that we had with him on the district championship, we thought he was a sophomore according to the information we were giving. And in the first round of playoffs, his sister quickly came and found me and said, look, my brother's a freshman. Let everybody know he's going to be around for the next 4 years.
Well, big kid for a freshman. He's got a strong leg.
And he gets excited for a kicker like Martin Gramatica.
Like the Gramatica brothers, huh? That's all right. We like to see that. Kickers get excited usually because they're doing a good job. 1st and 10 now for McPherson in Southeast from their 20. Going to toss the ball to Shelley to the short side. Shelley's got the corner turn. Shelley with good blocking will be out and have a first down and be very close to it. They spot him right near the first down marker.
Well, it's excellent blocking up front. I mean, not only do they have a solid offensive line that protects the quarterback and can open up running routes, but you're going to see the receivers downfield they can block as well. They don't just catch passes down here. Look downfield, you see Jaworski Polak there blocking his man, and the corner's able to turn.
See Shelley with a 10-yard gain for the first down. His numbers coming into this contest. And he also has a couple of touchdowns receiving as he came in with 39 receptions. So he has been a big play running back.
That Warhawk defense needs to tighten up and feed off that energy from the offense after it took the lead.
In the shotgun, going to swing the ball over this way. Has his receiver Pollock. And he is going to be out of bounds right at the 34-yard line. Pollock, and there is a marker on the field.
I believe they're going to bring this one back for a procedure violation on the Noles.
An illegal shift on the offense.
Illegal shift, you heard? Jaworski Pollock, 73 receptions coming in to this for a high school receiver.
His nickname is Jaws. That's because he eats up the secondary, and you can see what he can do. He's got the speed as well, 4.58 speed. He was originally in the regular season #2 in the state, receiving behind Deshaun Platt out of Charlotte, but he's quickly here in the second season taken over as the state's #1 receiver, which is a huge surprise to Southeast, considering
20 touchdowns to go along with the 73 receptions. Phenomenal numbers. We will mark it back to the 25. It will be first down and 15 from there. In the shotgun again is McPherson with time. Now running out of time. He dumps. One-arm tackle to Quest Gully again. He is just running through a much bigger offensive lineman. The 185-pound senior will not be denied from that defensive end position.
Coach freeze frame right now at home because not many sacks happen on Adrian Mcpherson, and here DeQuez Gully picks up only the 4th sack all season long against the Noles. Freeze frame it and remember it, you might not see it again.
Well, he got good pressure. He had a pressure on their last possession to stop them, where he forced them to throw the ball into the ground. Second down and very long. 20-something, and that time Gully a little anxious, going to give 5 yards back.
Well, he was watching the center, and he saw the center move on the play to look up, and he was jumping. He was ready to go.
So let's see how they call it. Whether they call it against the offense or whether they call it against the defense.
Encroachment on the defense. Still second down.
So second down and about 18 now after the 5-yard mark off.
Negates some of that loss of yardage on the sack.
Twin receivers to either side. Washington the lone back next to McPherson in the shotgun. With time. Going to turn it up and try to run it. Going to throw on the run. Fires a strike. What an athletic play. Ball on the ground. It's fumbled. And the Warhawks have come up with it. They hit 23, Travis Lip. He was hit and fumbled the ball. Layfield was over there. TJ Layfield, and he had some help. Number 6 is TJ Layfield. Let's see what happened here, Aaron.
Well, you see the athletic ability of Adrian Mcpherson. He can get out so quickly, and then just reaching in and causing the fumble is Bryan Elliott. Elliott just seems to make big plays as well. Everybody on this Warhawk team. But here you see Adrian Mcpherson. This is what he can do. It looks like he's going to run, gets to the line of scrimmage, shows his escapability, gets rid of the football, hits his receiver on the run. And then Lip, not holding it well, fumbles the football. He's hit from behind.
TJ Layfield came up with it, going to give the ball to Lumpkin. Lumpkin again will not go down on first contact. And Justin Lumpkin moving that pile forward inside the 30, down near the 27. Spotted right at about the 28. Nice run on first down, and they'll be second and about 3.
Week 1 of the playoffs, it's Eric Hunter. Week 2, it's DeQuez Gully running the football. Tonight, it seems to be Justin Lumpkin's night as he's picking up tough yards. And to think, Brian, most of these guys getting worn out on the defensive side of the ball and have to jump right back out there.
And Southeast does not have as many two-way players as do the Seminole Warhawks. Lumpkin that time slipping as he tried to make a cut. There was a defensive player over there, made the tackle. First man up there looked again like Nikita Rutland. And he also had help from 77 Todd Bunce. Sean Sullivan also in there.
Out there on the corner, number 15.
Darius Dunlop.
Stopping Lumpkin before he can pick up the first down.
So nice job that time by Darius. He is a senior. Came in with one interception. Defensive back, a 6'1", 170. 3rd and 1. Full house backfield. Gonna give the ball to the fullback. Hunter with plenty of room for the first down. Down to the 20-yard line. The right side of the offensive front just opening up a huge hole. It's 3rd and 1. They pick up about 7 yards, Eric.
Well, you have the big guy over there, Tyler Manning, number 7. He's 6'4", 257-pound senior. They're going to like to run behind him, and of course that's a strong side over there as well with the tight end. About the only thing that's been able to stop Hunter in the postseason is a whistle.
1st and 10 from the 20. Give the ball to Eric Hunter again, bouncing it to the outside. Hunter down inside the 15. Give him a gain of just over 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Well, Dunlap coming in now has provided a spark. He's got a couple of tackles for Southeast.
So the offensive front, along with Ed Leverance, the tight end, doing a nice job. Leverance now going to check out, and number 80 will check in Tim Abramson. Leverance more of the blocker, Abramson more of the receiver. Hunter 5 carries for 19 yards and a touchdown, getting the tough yards. Double wing on 2nd and 5. Hunter the lone back. They send Lumpkin in motion. They'll give Lumpkin the football, and Lumpkin will not get much this time. Running to the football, the secondary and linebacking core of the Seminoles from Southeast. Virtually no gain. It'll be 3rd and 5.
The interesting play call here in the middle of the field. You know, Seminole likes to run to the far side. They get to that one near hash and they run to the far side. They have the football now near the middle of the field to set up a field goal. Let's see what they do here. See if they put the football in the air and leave it in the hands of DeQuell Jackson.
Fabrizio in at fullback, Eric. Gully and Lumpkin, the double wing running backs. They'll send Gully in motion. Fabrizio on the carry, makes the cutback, and Fabrizio is going to have a 1st and goal from the 7-yard line of Southeast as they pick up again on 3rd down, about 7 yards to move the chains.
Everybody getting their name called tonight for the Warhawks. The guys up front doing the blocking as well. A big hole up the middle. And when you have number 77, Todd Bunce, tackling downfield, that's not good for the Noles. That time the center. And Brent Farmer doing the damage up front for the Warhawks.
Brent Farmer with a great kick-out block for 5'10", 175-pound, undersized offensive guard. He is tough and he's quick. 1st and goal from the 7. Hunter straight up the middle, maybe to the 5. He runs into a brick wall right there.
These are tough yards that Seminole is going to make the Noles come at them and take it right up between the tackles or just outside the tackles here. Hunter taking on Skokos that time, mano a mano, and getting some help from the secondary. Teams have shown they've been able to run the football against Southeast. Booker 327, Auburndale 256 yards, Charlotte 297.
Skokos about 30 pounds more there. Right up the middle again. Hunter into the end zone for the touchdown. Eric Hunter with his 2nd touchdown rushing of this contest. That one a 5-yarder. And with 6:21 remaining in the 2nd quarter, add 6 more to the tally. It's now 16-7. Seminole Warhawks with the lead. Eric Hunter with his 12th touchdown rushing on the year. Mott on to attempt the extra point. Brandon Mott, the freshman. Or the junior, excuse me. The kick is up. It is wobbly, but it is good. 17-7 is your score. We will take a timeout. You are watching the high school football game of the week right here on Time Warner's Channel 7. Hunter with his 2nd touchdown rushing in this contest, his 12th of the year, giving the Warhawks a 10-point lead. And Eric Keaton, we'd like to welcome our friends down at Time Warner in Manatee County.
That's
That's right, Channel 77. Watching the game on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 6:30. They have great production down there for all the South schools, south of the Sunshine Skyway.
Morgan Riley with another deep kickoff. This time Spann has it right at the goal line. Spann straight up the middle, and he'll be tripped up before he gets to the 25. So Spann bringing it back at about 24 yards. Another fine kickoff by Riley, and folks, our friends down at Time Warner and Bradenton, the Manatee area. Our own Amy Vandell are going to be going down there and working for them as their new Director of Public Affairs. All of us wish Amy well. She has been with us for a long time, previously with the Vision Cable, now Time Warner.
I wonder who she's rooting for now.
I don't know. She's probably like me, being a politician and wearing both hats in some instances.
Well, those folks rooting for the Noles know that they're just one play away from getting this game back to a three-point contest.
Oh, and just ripped down from behind is Shelley, as that is Gully. Gully is just playing he's playing lights out this evening from that defensive end position. Not a big guy, 6'1", 185, but he is tough and he is quick.
And he's already gotten to the quarterback once, pressured him, sacked him, and a couple of big hits, making tackles near the line of scrimmage. 6'1", 185 senior.
Gully
letting everybody know that he wears number 8.
Going to be playing in the Palms Pinellas All-Star Game, which we'll be bringing to the folks here in Pinellas County coming up shortly. Also be seen statewide on the Sunshine Network. 2nd down and 7. McPherson in the shotgun. With time. Going to fire deep. There's a marker down. Double coverage and broken up beautifully by Marvin Elliott. This one probably coming back, but that was a great pass. You saw the touch of McPherson trying to get it to Spann, and Elliott again, Eric, running stride for stride with the receiver.
And this penalty is going to be on Southeast, but Marvin Elliott, it's a procedure call, but Elliott, as you mentioned, just stride for stride, getting the crowd involved and coming up with big plays. You know, we've mentioned that they need him, but this is a big play right here. One, they prevent the bomb, but Elliott just times it perfectly, goes up and knocks the football away. Now, he might have knocked it away with the wrong hand. Mark Robinson, analyst on Bucks Extra Point, might have said you got to go up there with the right hand, but he knocked it away nonetheless.
Did a nice job, and he did it running in stride, didn't lose his footing. They're going to decline to take the penalty. 2nd down, actually, and 13. They took it as a 5-yard mark off. Adrian Mcpherson firing and overthrown. Had plenty of time and dumped it off for Jaworski Pollock and just threw it over his head. Against the 2nd time this evening, we've seen him off the mark, usually very, very active.
Well, Brian, the one game that I have seen Adrian Mcpherson play, that was on the Sunshine Network against Lakeland. And I'm not saying he had happy feet, but this is the 2nd one that sailed on him a little bit. But of course, Lakeland Dreadnoughts, top-notch program in the state and also in the country, they put the pressure on him as well. One of those rare sacks that the Dreadnoughts got on him. He did have an interception that night as well, but right now the numbers have dropped. He was 5-7, but only 1 of 5 since.
3rd and 13 from the shotgun again with time. Now Gully chasing him. Going to throw it downfield. Has his receiver after a big collision, and holding on to it is Pollock for the 1st down out near the 43-yard line. What a grab by Pollock as he got popped big time after the reception.
Well, the secondary could cover no longer. You can see now that they're putting 3 different blockers on DeQuest Gully, and just a great hit downfield, but the catch is even more remarkable as now Southeast operates in the no huddle.
From the no huddle, that was Danielle Williams with the tackle. But a big 1st down play on 3rd and 13 from McPherson to Pollock to keep the drive alive for the Seminoles. Again with time, plenty of time underneath, and Williams over the back, and they're going to call interference. He hit the football, he came through the back, but was going for the ball, but probably just got a little bit too much of the back that time. If you could have avoided him a little bit more, they may have given it to him, Eric.
He was trying to time it, but I believe the officials got that one right that time. He was on the back, and when you have a prolific receiver like Jaws out there who has the numbers and is going to play at the next level, that call's going to come out.
Danielle just got a half-second too late of a jump on her. He might have had himself a pick because he read it nicely. 1st and 10 after the 15-yard mark off into Seminole territory to the Warhawk 43. Again, McPherson out of the shotgun.
See the way McPherson directs this offense as it's getting a little loud over here.
Going to use the hand signals now because the receivers cannot hear the verbal signals. with time stepping up, going to fire it deep, has his man out here for the touchdown. Jaworski-Pollock, 43-yard strike from Adrian Mcpherson, beat the double coverage of Justin Lumpkin. And Danielle Williams, who again did not run through the football, and McPherson made a pay for it with a strike.
As we mentioned, they were just a play away. And this time Jaws just runs through the double coverage. He has the speed out there, the 4.58 speed. Now granted, Lumpkin and Williams are quick as well, but that time they were watching the football while, you know, Jaws has been catching TD passes from McPherson past couple seasons. They have their timing down.
Stephen Baker's extra point is up, and it is through. 4:49 remaining in the first half. 17-14 now. Seminole Warhawks lead it by 3 after the 43-yard touchdown strike from Adrian Mcpherson to Jaworski-Pollock. We will take a timeout. You are watching the high school football game of the week on Time Warner's Channel 7. On the far sideline, the Seminoles from Bradenton Southeast back to within 3 after the long pass. 43-yarder from McPherson to Pollock.
Everybody holds hands. Everybody joins in on the chain.
Skokas kick, gets another squib kick. Gully finally going to run it down at the 12. Takes it up the middle and gets out to about the 22. Big collision right there with the kicker. Skokas, the leading tackler from the defense, against one of the leading ball carriers.
Take another look at this big hit. Really getting a hold of that football as he knows the collision's coming. Kaboom.
That was 82, I guess. Jose Rivera, I stand corrected with the big hit. Rivera, the freshman linebacker's had a couple of plays now on special teams. He's very active, good-looking freshman. He's going to be a player.
Both guys got back up.
They'll send Lumpkin in motion, going to give the ball to Hunter on the cutback, and not much there. Maybe the line of scrimmage falls forward for half a yard.
And out that defense has been on the sidelines over there. Seminoles defensive coordinator Joe Hammond's had a chance to make some adjustments.
Well, last scoring drive, it was 75 yards, 7 plays. They took 2 minutes, 2 seconds off the clock. The 43-yard pass to Pollock.
It doesn't take much.
For the touchdown. And that was a big-time college professional play. A great receiver running down the field, splitting the double coverage, and the quarterback hitting him in stride, Eric. You can't do it any better than that. 2nd down and 9. Give the ball his time to Danielle Williams, and again, not much there. It'll be 3rd and long.
And Southeast doing now what they need to do to the running attack. No secret in football. Create 3rd down and long situations. Get the guys up front like Kinnick to work hard for you. And Bunts, those 2 defensive tackles, and create a 3rd down and long situation where they have to put the football up in the air for the Warhawks.
Joey Fabrizio checks in at the fullback position, replacing Danielle Williams. 3rd and 8. Jackson sends Lumpkin in motion. He'll keep it on play action. Got Fabrizio wide open in the flat. Fabrizio is going to dive forward for the 1st down, but there is a marker in the backfield. Let's see what this one's all about. It would be a 1st down if the play stands. Holding will be called, and the play will be negated against the Warhawks.
That one's going to smart. As you said, nice little play action. Fabrizio, the 2nd effort to dive for the 1st down, avoids a tackle, spins out of it, and then dives forward. See how far this one's going to take him back.
Spot of the infraction penalty. They'll mark it off from the 25, so it should go back near the 15. And
on the offense,
inside
replay 3rd down.
Bryan, they're sending Danielle Williams in now for Seminole. Look for them possibly to run a screen to gain time or send him downfield hooked up with the linebacker in man-on-man coverage. Try to sit in the zone somewhere and just pick up something if they do not run the screen.
He's going to be on the wing right. 3rd down and 19. Well, Jackson remains in at quarterback. He's got the ball under heavy pressure underneath to Danielle Williams. Williams breaking a tackle back across midfield, but running to the football again, the Southeast defense. Skokas, one of the first men there, and a late marker coming into the fray. This could be a big penalty depending on which way it goes, because the Seminoles had them stopped, Eric. This may be against them for taunting or saying something.
That ball unsportsmanlike.
That's the call from Tom Powers and his crew, and this will keep the Warhawk drive alive on 4th and 13. A 15-yard penalty will give them the first down.
Those are things that you have to avoid out there. You're not playing in the championship game yet. There's still plenty of football to be played. You know, and kids are going to talk to each other. And we already said that these officials like to call those type of play. They really keep control of the situation. And you don't blame them for throwing the flags.
And it was a dead ball infraction, so it happened after the gain. It wasn't from the line of scrimmage.
It reminds me that more than 650 member schools of the Florida High School Activity Association believe that sportsmanship is the most important lesson taught through participation in high school athletics. When supporting the high school athletic team of your choice, the FHSAA asks you to sport the two, because sportsmanship is not just an act, it's an attitude. How about that time?
Timing's everything. Nice segue there, my man.
Hey, don't blame me. Blame the officials.
First and 10 from the 36. Play action. Jackson has a man wide open, and it's tipped away at the last second. Was trying to get it down to Rylan Galmish, and it was broken up. Recovered nicely, number 8, Julius Ware, as the ball just hung up a second too long.
Yeah, Galmish only 1 reception. We saw that one in the Largo District Championship game, and it looked like this one did hang up a little bit. He jumped up. Got to go up and get that football and bring it down. Have to go up with a little bit of authority. But the Noles did a nice job of reading it. They were caught off guard the last time that the Warhawks ran that play-action play.
Second down and 10. The backs are Fabrizio and Danielle Williams with Elliott on the wing. Play action again. Jackson gonna look deep down the sideline towards Elliott, and just underthrown a little bit. Elliott had a couple of steps. They're trying to loosen them up and catch them off guard. Not a bad throw, but just a little bit underthrown for Marvin Elliott.
You have the secondary stride for stride with the receivers out there. And you can see the coverage. Julius Ware out there, the 5'11" junior, and getting extra help from Nikita Rutland. And now Seminole forced with another 3rd down and long situation at the 2:41 mark. It was looking possible if they start running the football, maybe they keep the lead at the half. More attempts this game than they have the first 2.
39 yards so far. 3rd and 10. Elliott in motion. Jackson again going to look for the throwback screen to Fabrizio. It's set up. Fabrizio with a first down would not be denied across the 45.
He's
Let's
close,
see, they're going to
Bryan.
move him back now, Eric. They did not give him his forward progress, and this is going to be a measurement. It may be short by inches. It's right here in front of us.
They're calling it 4th down, and if you're the Warhawks, you have to go for it. Quarterback keeper with DeQuell Jackson. They might call a timeout to talk about it.
Let's take another look at it here. Jackson should ask for a measurement. It is
beautifully set up. And Fabrizio just taking on Rutland, gets a piece of him, but then the tackle is finally made by Skokos.
And that's a pretty good call. He's knee hit right about there. I stand corrected. It was here in front of us. He sort of lunged forward. That timeout, you called it. Sam Roper's going to call a timeout with 1:57 left in a very exciting first half in the 4A Region 3 final. The winner of this game goes to the semifinals, probably down against St. Thomas Aquinas next week in Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, don't count out Fort Myers
Fort
now.
Myers got a good football team. They pounded Estero last week.
They're undefeated, along with St. Thomas Aquinas. In other action up in Region 2, it's New Smyrna Beach and Bellevue and Pine Forest and Escambia.
Excuse me, I guess Fort Myers actually beat Centennial last week. I stand corrected. Aquinas beat Estero last week. Fort Myers, a good football team.
So is St. Thomas Aquinas. They've only given up 10 points in 2 games. They're known for a stingy defense as well.
We have seen them before. They put an end to the Northeast season once or twice a couple of years ago.
3 years ago and 4 years ago. This is the first time we've been this far in the playoffs here in Pinellas County. Of course, the deepest the team has went around the 1995 when I believe it was our broadcast partner Todd Wilson.
And the Dixie Islands Rebels with Markel Blackwell and company leading the charge to find junior to be quarterback over at the University of South Florida. 4th and inches. Fabrizio the fullback, Jackson the quarterback. Let's see if he just keeps it. He'll sneak it off the right side. He should have a first down. He got to the 44, the 46 make it, and that's all he needed. It is a first down. So on 4th and inches, the quarterback sneaked by DeQuell Jackson. Moves the change.
And you have to do this, Brian. One, you have to keep the football away from Southeast. And it's the playoffs now. That close, your offensive line, and you've played 12 games already, they have to pick up the first down for you. And you've given them great amount of confidence, especially if they can march down, use up the clock, and score a touchdown.
You got to pick up the pace now. You see clock running inside of 1:35 coming up. Going to run the counter. Crisscross. Daniel Williams cuts it back. Williams into the secondary. He's going to be close to yet another first down. Maybe just shy as they'll spot him at the 45 of Southeast. It'll be 2nd and 1. They should be lining up and calling the play at the line of scrimmage. A lot of time running off the clock here.
Daniel Williams in 2 carries tonight has more yards than he has in the first 2 games. As we mentioned, they really needed to get game time going. He's scored a number of touchdowns throughout the season, quite possibly looking at the player of the year in Pinellas County.
Seminoles still taking too much time. Going to give the ball to Elliott. Elliott's going to have a first down. That'll stop the clock, but he's only going to get down to about the 42. Stop the clock with just under 55 seconds remaining. And a timeout's going to be called. They've got to go into some kind of a 2-minute offense mode right here, unless they're just playing for a field goal, and it's going to be a long one at that.
Elliott just waiting, following his blocker. Dallas Souls trying to get downfield. Now you can start to see some of the Southeast Seminoles, Rutland there, trying to get the football away and cause a turnover. Something for the Hammond's defense out there. He's out there talking to him now. They need a defensive stop for Southeast, but you're right about Seminole. They need to at least call maybe 2 plays in the huddle here, especially if they're going to have to run it to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe catch Hammond's defense out there without the right personnel.
You figure they're going to need about 20 yards at least from the line of scrimmage for Morgan Riley, the young freshman, to have an opportunity to kick a long field goal.
But you don't need field goals right now. They have to get in for 6. They tried a couple of long pass plays. Now they need to either they put the football in the air, they call 2 plays, with the first one being a run and the second one a pass.
So we'll see what happens. Just under 55 seconds remaining. The Warhawks leading it by 3 at 17-14. Trying to get a drive to cap off a great first half right here. Jackson will send Elliott in motion. Play action with time. Has the corner turn. Now going to fire it into traffic, and Williams falls down.
He went past the line of scrimmage.
He did go past the line of scrimmage, and it wasn't even close, Eric. And that cost him.
He had him open, but DeQuell Jackson did not see Galmish open. He went past the line of scrimmage. He should have just kept running. Would have had several yards. Might not have picked up the first down, but would have had a positive game.
We also had Joey Fabrizio wide open in the flat about 7 or 8 yards downfield. He could have dumped it to him and picked up the first down possibly, but tried to take it deep and just stepped up a little bit too far, and it'll cost him.
Galmish was open. However, the feet were not set for DeQuell Jackson. He was not ready to throw that football. Could not spot him.
So the 5-yard penalty for
offense. 5 yards, lost it down. 2nd down.
Lost it down. 2nd down now and 14. The wiggle forward pass. DeQuell Jackson under center. Give the ball to Lumpkin, and Lumpkin's just going to run it. Down to about the 41. The clock is still running.
Now DeQuell Jackson's giving the play. It'll be a quick huddle. I tell you, Seminole
this is not their game. The 2-minute offense is not their game, and Sam's going to let the clock run.
And now they're sending it in from the sideline.
Well, it's 3rd down. I guess he just doesn't want to give the ball back to the Southeast offense.
Well, they will get the football back at the start, but when you're down here close to scoring, you have to get some points on the board. Right now, they're not even in field goal.
3rd down and 9. Jackson has a man open down the middle and broken up and intercepted. They're going to have a marker down. It's intercepted by Nikita Rutland. Rutland across midfield, or look, it's number 5 actually with the ball. Mcpherson, the quarterback, and he's going to take it for the touchdown, but there are 2 markers down. Adrian Mcpherson thinks he has a touchdown. There's now 3 markers on the field. So it's become flag day here on what could be the last play of the first half. It did not end on a defensive penalty, so let's see what this is all about. I didn't see interference down there. That's the only thing they could have called.
Well, the football went up in the air, and there was contact. Who the contact was called on, and then there was definitely a clipping call of some sorts here at midfield.
possession.
But then you saw what Southeast likes to do and put Adrian Mcpherson back there. He has played a few downs defensively, but you have an athlete back there who can catch the football, and obviously if he can run it being a quarterback, he can make some moves.
Lumpkin was open underneath. McPherson was playing center field, and the ball just sailed. He just came up and picked it off beautifully, but this one's coming back. It will not be a touchdown. Let's see if it is an interference. But the Seminole will have one more play. With 15 yards, they may want to run out the kicker and try a long field goal.
Pass interference on White. Flipping on White. Green captain.
So the pass interference will give them one more play from scrimmage. The clock has expired, but the half cannot end on a defensive penalty. And with the 15 yards from scrimmage, it'll put them at the 25-yard line, which would make it about a 42, 43-yard field goal. Riley's got the leg. It'll be a long one for the freshman.
Here's another look at it, Brian. Bunts. Very soft contact on Lumpkin. Lumpkin got up.
That's a ticky-tack penalty right there.
Lumpkin got up immediately wanting the penalty, but you're right. When you use ticky-tack, that's a little bit more soft than I would use.
That's flag football there. If you're going to call that a penalty, you can't let these kids, you got to let them play.
You're right. He was touched, but not touched enough to hold the
nothing
flag
to do
out.
with the play. Anyway, here comes the field goal attempt. It'll be a 42-yarder by the freshman. Don't forget your holder is Danielle Williams. Right to left angle. Morgan Riley. Kick is up. It has the distance. It is going to be wide to the right. It may have been short, too. It was short. It hit at the goal line. A good effort by the fine freshman on the final play of a very exciting, entertaining first half. The Seminole Warhawks with the 3-point lead at 17-14. We're going to take a break. You are watching the high school football game of the week right here on Time Warner's Channel 7. Bryan Elliott, Eric Keaton getting set for third quarter action. Let's take a look now at the first half highlights. First play we're going to see is going to be a touchdown run by Eric Hunter, a 4-yarder to give the Warhawks a 10-7 lead.
As I mentioned in the first half, Hunter really pouring it on in the second half of the season and picking up his game.
And then 17-7 is your score. 43-yard pretty strike here from Adrian Mcpherson to Jaworski Pollock.
Well, Seminole came in saying we needed to stop the big play, but the Noles make them pay right there. The speed on the outside by Jaws just burns 2 defenders.
And your halftime statistics, Eric, very close.
You see, it is very close. 1 turnover, costly for the Noles. The pass rush has been heating up for the Warhawks. It is a pretty much even game, a little bit more passing yards than you're used to seeing for the Warhawks with only 48. They have ran the ball effectively. And they have had good field position.
McPherson with 2 touchdown passes. The first score of the game was a 27-yard strike to Travis Lipp when he ran and bought some time and threw a strike. And Seminole with 2 touchdowns rushing by Hunter. Leads at 17-14. The Warhawks will have DeQuez Gully take it at his 7th. Try to get over here to the right side, up the middle, out across the 30, and a fine return to about the 34 by Gully.
I'll tell you what.
Seminole runners run hard, Eric.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You took the words right out of my mouth. You could see the power in those legs and putting the head down and the power and the speed of just hitting that hole and taking some Southeast Noles trying to bring him down. Well, the Southeast defense, they've only lost, or the entire team's only lost 3 games. They haven't played that much from behind. It's only a 3-point game.
Double wing, going to send Lumpkin in motion, going to get the ball straight up the middle. Eric Hunter takes on a tackler and spins forward for a gain of almost 5.
Skokos is the first man to hit him in the hole. He filled it up nicely, and then Matt Brown cleaned it up for Southeast. Still a pickup of a good 4 yards. First half numbers for DeQuell Jackson in the postseason, the first 2 games, 4-7 with an interception and 69 yards. So he's pretty much almost equaled that already.
Second and a long 5, double wing. Hunter the lone back, but behind DeQuell Jackson will send Lumpkin in motion. Hunter off the left side, marker coming in immediately in the backfield as Hunter gets a yard, is driven backwards.
Now Seminole's going to move backwards here.
An illegal shift on the offense. All right, white captain.
You're at the illegal shift.
and not much there on that run anyway. Once again, Skoko's filling up the hole nicely, and then the rest of the linebacking core coming in. This will make it about a 2nd down and 10.
I think that was Bryan Elliott also helping out there, the sophomore, or the, excuse me, senior linebacker. Bryan, I stand corrected, is a sophomore linebacker of 74 tackles.
And the Noles are expecting big things from him in the next 2 seasons. 5'11", 159-pound sophomore, 76 tackles total during the regular campaign.
2nd down and 10. After the penalty, and Jackson's going to be dumped, picking up a yard on the scramble. It'll set up 3rd and 9.
It's a nice tackle out there by Bryan Elliott, getting some playing time over there for the Noles. Nobody open downfield for DeQuell Jackson. The secondary does its job, and outside trying to pick up a few blocks is Farmer and Souls, but nobody there. And Elliott comes up and makes a nice.
Undersized at 5'11", 159, the sophomore. He came in with 74 tackles, 3 of them for losses, so he's scrappy.
Showing big things on that play right there.
Playing against big-time competition. 3rd down and 9. Wing right, gonna run the straight option. Jackson gonna be just dragged down. Now he's gonna stay on his feet, and a late marker coming in. There's just nothing doing. A very good defensive stand for the Seminoles of Southeast, but let's see what the marker is all about.
Now that play was just bottled up by the big guys up front quickly.
We're here holding against the Warhawks will probably be declined because he's going to set up a 4th down and over 10 in an apparent punting situation.
And Sam Roper's squad. Yeah, Sam Roper's offense has not performed to a T here in the past 2 possessions. They had some problems with clock problems just before the half. They were fortunate enough that a penalty brought back a big touchdown on the Noles. And now they're faced with a 4th down situation. Even if that play would have went for positive yardage, it would have came back. So they start the 2nd half with a punt, get the football right back to Southeast.
And comes the punt team. Well, Jackson is the punter. He booms one. It's going to go over the head of Bruner. He's going to let it hit, and it's going to be down at the 21. So number 10, Darren Bruner, did not get back there initially looking for the fake, and DeQuell Jackson made him pay for it with a nice punt, pinning the Seminoles back at their own 21 for their first possession of the 2nd half, trailing it by 3.
Nice 44-yard kick by DeQuell Jackson. You see what they asked him to do on this team. Play some linebacker now. Quarterback the team, go back punt. Now man the middle of that defense. And here Southeast with a chance. They get the defensive stop, what they talked about at halftime, and now they get to come out and put the football in that man's hands. Which is a luxury for everybody.
Yes, it is. Straight back, I'm going to draw a play, going to give the ball to Shelley. Shelley breaks a tackle, he's into the secondary. And he gets out to the 40. Give him a gain of 19 yards, almost 20 yards. He gets across the 40 on the draw play, the first play of the 3rd quarter for the Seminoles.
And you could have driven a truck through this hole. It is. Look how wide open that is right there, Brown. And he didn't just slip a tackle. He slipped out of DeQuell Jackson's arms, which many people do not do.
No, they don't. He had 150 tackles coming into this game. And Shelley shows why this is a well-balanced, explosive offense. Now they're going to go in the shotgun. Send 4 receivers to the wide side, 3 of them in an I formation. This could cause some matchup problems for the Warhawks. McPherson, did he take too much time, or was there some late movement?
I think there was some movement before the ball. They blew that whistle very quickly.
Dead ball, snap infraction on White.
Snap infraction, that's the 2nd one by the center. In the shotgun formation, the center is Chris Thaler, number 63. Done a fine job, the junior has in the shotgun, but moved the ball. A false snap, I guess is what they call it a lot of times. You move it and then bring it down. 1st and 15. McPherson with plenty of time. Over the middle late. He's going to have his receiver. That span breaking some tackles and finally brought down by Lumpkin. He had made him down the sideline for a big gainer. But a nice play to Span.
Spann came in with 30 receptions. A lot of real estate for McPherson and a lot of time. Spann finding the hole in the defense and then gets out of about 2 or 3 tackles. Shows you how these guys can run with the football after the catch. Explosive.
Give that offensive front some credit. They did a nice job that time. Here comes the blitz, dumps it off, and being dumped immediately by Layfield is Shelley. But he's going to pick up about 6, maybe 7 yards on the little flare pattern.
Nice call that time. The blitz is recognized. McPherson gets rid of it accordingly. Finds his dump-off man. It is Shelley. Shelley and McPherson have played football together since they were 8 years old. That's not bad. You don't find that too often.
Yeah, that'll account for some teamwork and knowing what each other's doing, playing that long. 2nd down and 4. Again, the back in the I formation. Going to run the option. Fullback going to keep the ball is McPherson. McPherson under a secondary inside the 15. I think he fooled everybody on that one. Some people thought Washington had the football, and McPherson with a nice run inside the 15 down to about the 13, and there is a player down. And back it up to 28.
See Coach Meckley over there yelling some instructions in his headset that he has in his hand and not on his head. And here you can see the fake, and there goes McPherson. Just casual, running far sideline. I'm going to pick up a few yards. As the blocking out there in front by Spann, we talked about how these receivers, they don't just catch passes, they can block downfield as well.
So Southeast immediately coming out with an impressive drive here in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 from the Warhawk 43. Again, the backs are in the I formation. Straight back looking for the fade pattern over this way, and broken up again by Marvin Elliott trying to get it to his leading receiver, Jaworski Pollard.
Marvin Elliott is an outstanding cover man on the corner. We talked about the beginning of the season. He worked on some guys like Marcus Edwards of CCC, learned very quickly. And now he's working on some of the best receivers as well at the end of the season. And he's knocked away a couple of them, Bryan.
2nd and 10. This time in the shotgun is McPherson. With plenty of time. Late over the middle, diving effort incomplete down near the goal line. Trying to get it this time to Fred Spann.
Beautiful protection that time up front for McPherson, but everybody's covered downfield. Some people are covered twice. Now you're just asking for a great catch from Spann. Spann can go over the middle, but now, after they ran their initial route, these guys are trying to make adjustments.
3rd down and 10.
Oh, it's 4 downs, Bryan. They will not try a field goal.
Twin receivers to the short side. McPherson under pressure, going to dump it off on the screen. He's got it set up to his fullback, Washington. He's going to be down near 1st down yardage inside the 5. They set it up beautifully, dumped it off to Torrance Washington, who at 216 pounds, Eric, is quick and a fine receiver. He's got good hands.
Washington, I believe that's his 3rd reception on the night. And here comes the blitz. And if you're going to blitz, you have to get to the quarterback. Otherwise, that hot receiver's out there, and it was Washington. The Noles were ready for it. Now they have a chance to take the lead in the ball game.
1st and goal from the 3. Full house power I formation. Washington does not break through that initial tackle. Gets down near the 1. Going to go with the big guy here inside the 3, Eric.
Yeah, go with the big 216-pounder, but he was hit in the backfield. Warhawks snuck through there and had a hit to knock his legs out from underneath and had the penetration, but now you get down there so close. Number 5, you just follow his center.
2nd and goal from the 1. Number 3 again, this time left side into the end zone for the touchdown. Torrance Washington with the 1-yard touchdown run. 7:35 left 3rd quarter, and Southeast has regained the lead at 20-17.
Washington that time just following behind David Norman, the left guard, heading into the end zone. Todd Bunce with some good penetration as well. Washington having himself a game. 3 catches, scores the touchdown, and gives his team the lead.
Stephen Baker on to attempt the extra point. Kick is up, and it is right down the middle. Add 1 more to the tally. 21-17, Bradenton Southeast leads it by 4. 7:35 left here in the 3rd quarter. We're going to take a break. You are watching the high school football game of the week right here on Time Warner's Channel 7. Bradenton Southeast taking the lead after a long drive, a 1-yard touchdown run by big number 3, Torrance and Washington, giving his team the 4-point lead.
Packed house here tonight, Brian. It's standing room only, except for that guy. Looks like he's falling asleep. How can you fall asleep? This is a great football game.
Great night for football. A little chill in the air. Not a big breeze out there. Good crowd here for a big football game. The winner goes to the semifinals as the quarterfinal in the 4A football tournament. Comes up short, this kick does, taken down this near sideline.
Ryan Gaucher moved up from the JV, Brian, at the end of the season. Has his head down a little bit. Hey, he did a good job for getting some action in there.
Gaucher picked it up and got the most he could out of it, out to about the 32-yard line, right at the 32.
He's got to know it's coming, Brian, because they're going to keep it out of Gully's hands and Danielle Williams.
Full house backfield, called Jackson the quarterback, receiver to the wide side. Now they're going to put Lumpkin on the wing. He'll go in motion. Straight up the middle, Eric Hunter wedges forward for a gain of about 3. Down to the 35.
Not much there. The guys up front doing a job for the Noles. Underneath that pile, Kyle Crawford. Skokos leading the linebacking core.
Oh, and this is one thing. Not as many players on Southeast going both ways as most Pinellas County teams have. And Seminole, with their plethora of running backs, has been able to wear some people down with the fresh legs, but may not be able to do it with this defense. Second down and 7. Jackson, play action, dumps it off. Danielle Williams. Williams knocked out of bounds up near midfield. They'll spot it out at about the 48. Mark it at the 47. It'll be a first down, move the chains, and that's all they have to do. Get the exciting guys with the speed, one-on-one out here in the flat.
Yeah, they ran Tim Abrahamson, the wide receiver. He cleared the area out for him, and then the underneath route going to Danielle Williams, and he picks up the first down.
First and 10 from their own 47 for the Warhawks, trailing at 21-17 midway through the third quarter. Counter action, Danielle Williams. Williams spun down right at the midfield stripe. Getting a gain of 3.
Once again, Bryan Elliott, number 41, in on that tackle. The swarming defense right now for the Noles. Danielle Williams having himself the best ball game of the first 2.
Yes, he is. Bryan Elliott, again the sophomore, 159 pounds, very active. Nose for the football for a sophomore linebacker. This is Lumpkin. Lumpkin running hard. But again, much tougher running as of late against this Southeast defense.
They started tackling a little better than they did in the first half. I think they thought the initial hit would bring down Lumpkin. Lumpkin hasn't received the football that much in the postseason. He did during the regular season, and the initial hit was not taking him down. He was bouncing off and running for big yardage, but that time the guys for the Noles were bringing him down. Third down and about 6 now. Another long yardage situation for the Warhawks.
Marshall, the wing right. Play action, Jackson. Under pressure, going to be dumped back at his own 45. That'll set up a 4th and 12 and another punting situation for the Warhawks, who cannot get this offense untracked here in the third quarter, and that could be dangerous against Adrian Mcpherson. And
running that play action here, looking downfield. A lot of deep routes, really no receiver to dump underneath to, and then Todd Bunce just says, "Welcome to my world." It's number 77. This is how I play football, and he takes him down for the big loss. It looks like Seminole's going to go for it here on 4. Now he'll back up. They like to do that. They caught me off guard for a second there. I'm thinking they got to be crazy.
Jackson with another nice punt. High coming down to Pollock. Right about his 23. Will try to get it to the outside.
Look at that
Pollock
speed.
outruns one of the contained men and gets it up across the 30, up to about the 32 or 33. Fine return across the field by Jaworski Pollock.
You see those wheels burning on number 11. He's flying across the field.
He's not a big guy, Eric, 5'9", 150, but outstanding hands, great speed. Talked about 73 catches coming in. Got a long touchdown reception in this one. 43-yarder. Tom McPherson, he'll line up in the shotgun and send trip receivers to the wide side of the field. The lone back next to him will be Washington. Gonna run the draw with Washington after spreading them out. Breaks the initial tackle and just uses the 216-pound frame to run forward for a gain of about 5.
Uh-oh, Seminole Warhawks have a player down. That's somebody they cannot lose. It's Fabrizio. I'm not sure if he
holding the right knee, and that's not a good sign.
Knee or maybe a hamstring. He's holding the back. See if we can spot the injury here. Fabrizio is going to come on your screen right now.
Just land awkwardly on it. Spun on it, maybe twisted it up a little bit. I don't know.
His cleat caught in the turf. They're working on his right leg.
Good-looking young sophomore football player. He and his counterpart on the other side, Bryan Elliott, 2 fine defensive players, and he's up.
I think he's going to shake it off. Looked like he had a little sprain. That's good news for the Seminole fans. And he'll be back after this play. You can pretty much bet for number 4 at the beginning of the season, the way he was playing. I didn't look at the rosters, did not see what class he was in, and I thought for sure he was at least a junior or senior the way he was playing. When you find out he's a sophomore, and had to be a nightmare for the rest of the coaches in the Tampa Bay area to know that this kid's going to be back for another 2 years.
He's going to try to walk off and see whether they try to tape him up. Anyway, back to the action. Washington straight up the middle. Going to pick up 5 more and move the chains for another first down for Southeast out near the 45.
Southeast changing up the pace now, saying, hey, look, we're going to run it with our big guy. He's having a nice night. We've dumped it off. We've hit you with the deep pass. We've run a little no huddle. We've only seen the speed option on 1 play. We're due to that, maybe possibly running to the near side here.
Twin receivers to this side in the shotgun with backs on either side of him is McPherson. Plenty of time, gonna fire it deep down the right sideline, looking for Span, who's pushed at the last minute. Lumpkin was beat by a step, but that's a heads-up play. That's only gonna cost him 15 instead of a touchdown.
No speed option, just a speed fly route down the field, and he was open.
And that would have been right on the money. It would have been right on the money. If Justin would have waited a second, he might have been able to break it up, but wasn't sure if he was going to run by him. So he took the 15 instead of a possible
15
touchdown.
yards, first down.
Now the Warhawks need to come up with a stop here. They've been worked over on the first possession, 70-plus yards for Southeast. And now this one working on anywhere near 65 yards for the current drive if they can put it in the end zone.
They'll stay in the shotgun. They've been very effective out of that formation as of late. Have the Seminoles of Southeast. 1st and 10 from the Seminole Warhawks 42. McPherson buying time underneath, has his receiver. Nice grab by Travis Lip. Lip seems to be the guy that they go to, the junior receiver. Came in with 31 catches. When things kind of break down and they need to buy some time, he works back towards the quarterback very nicely.
Yes, he does. He reads Adrian Mcpherson very well. They read each other very well. And McPherson, you could see his decision-making that time. He looked like he might have wanted to gone to the deep corner patterns to 2 receivers, but he said, hey, look, I'll pull it up, take what they give me, and throw it to Lip.
2nd and 3. Underneath has Pollock wide open inside the 20. Pollock inside the 10. Finally spun down at about the 7. It will be 1st and goal from there for the Southeast Seminoles.
I tell you what, Jaws, the yards after the catch are so crucial for any receiver. And right there, you just saw what he could do with the football.
There's another offense trying to wear this Seminole Warhawk defense out. They've got them winded after running up and down the field like that. 1st and goal from the 7. McPherson with time, dumps it off to Washington in the flat. Washington breaks the tackle, and he is into the end zone for the 7-yard touchdown. Torrance Washington with his second touchdown of this second half. And the Seminoles of Southeast now lead by the score of 27-17. 2:53 left third quarter.
McPherson has to be his final target, and it is Washington. Washington getting in again, the big fullback, only a junior. We saw McPherson looking around, thought he might have had lip over the middle, thought about running it, and then just dumped it off. A lot of weapons for the Noles.
Yes, they do. And the offensive line giving McPherson all kinds of time. Even the athletes of the Seminole Warhawks could not cover that long. Baker's extra point up, and it is through. He is perfect on the evening with the extra points. One more to the tally. 28-17 is your score. We'll take a break. You're watching the high school football game of the week right here on Time Warner's channel. Bryan Elliott back with you at Seminole High School, where it's been all Bradenton Southeast here in the second half. They have scored 2 unanswered touchdowns to take the lead at 28-17.
Unanswered? I think they were playing.
Seminole Warhawks have the 17-14 halftime lead, and 2 touchdowns by Seminoles of Southeast here in the second half, giving them the 11-point lead. It's again number 5 with the return. And the squib kick. And it's out to about 32, where the Warhawks will start from there.
Third possession for Seminole here in the second half for DeQuell Jackson. And they have to get something going here. They have to get back the field position game. They have to put some points on the board.
Oh, they just can't go 3 and out.
They cannot play behind. They still have enough time to work that running game.
There's Lumpkin. Lumpkin with a nice gain out near the 40. That's a nice gain of about 7 on first down, getting a little life back in this home standing crowd here in front of us that here in the third quarter has been rather silent because of the domination of the Seminoles from Southeast.
Keep your eye on number 97, Gerald Kinnick, watching the ball carrier and then pouncing on him, saying, look, if you're not going to run my way, I'll run yours.
It's not bad for a 235-pound defensive lineman to run across the field and run to the football, as they say. That's what you do defensively. Make sure they're not coming your way, and then go get the football. Second down and 3. Coming this way is Gully. Gully run right over a tackler to get the first down. Give him a gain of 5. Move the chains out to the 44 of the Warhawks.
That's a pretty good tackler he's running over as well. And Nikita Rutland. Gully hasn't had that many carries, but here you see the power. They've saved him up. Now he's ready to rock. Had an 80-yard touchdown run last week. Warren Rutland takes him down that time.
First and 10 from the 44. Lumpkin again, trying to bounce it to the outside, and Lumpkin will have another Warhawk first down, or be very close depending on the spot. Into Seminole territory, Seminoles territory, down to their 45.
Getting to the outside, looked like he was going to turn it up. Saw Rutland there, bounces it to the outside. Now he trying to outrun Ware to the corner. And finally Jenkins comes up to help him out. And there was a first down, Brian. They moved the chains. Justin Lumpkin finally his best carry of the second half.
It's been a little difficult here when you have the Seminole Warhawks and the Southeast Seminoles to somewhat distinguish, I guess, the viewers at home who I'm talking about.
And I'll only say this once, but the colors of the uniforms out there looks like the Hurricanes versus the Gators.
It does, doesn't it? Gonna give the ball this way. Gully hitting the backfield, fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, does not get there. That's great team defense from Southeast. Skokic was over there, and the man you talked about a lot, Nikita Rutland.
Yeah, but the initial contact is coming up right there by Julius Wilson, 6'5", 255-pound junior. And here comes the cavalry, Kenny Galbraith.
44, nice tackle, 5'11", 200-pound junior. Julius Wilson forcing him deep with a great penetration initially, as Eric mentioned. Second down and 11. Warhawks looking a little confused as a player running off the field at the last moment. On that option play, Fabrizio back in the game would try to get to the outside. Fabrizio, the sophomore, showing his speed, turns the corner, and he's pushed out of bounds at about the 40 up southeast.
And he got most of those yards thanks to number 8. Knee seems fine. Watch the blocking by DeQuez Gully there as Jackson pays the price on Nikita Rutland. And then it just beats Dunlap to the corner, picking up positive yardage.
Nice little stutter step there as he froze Dunlap momentarily. Third down and 4. The ball just inside the 40 up southeast. Seminole Warhawks trying to answer back after 2 touchdowns in the third quarter from southeast. Have given them the 11-point lead. Elliott in motion. Fabrizio into first down territory right to the 35. The offensive front of the Warhawks, Eric, on this drive are regaining the line of scrimmage. Fabrizio comes up hobbling again.
Fabrizio is hobbling after the last play when he ran to the far side. Knows where the sticks are. Keeps those legs churning so he can pick it up. Playing with pains, number 4, Joey Fabrizio.
That is going to be the final play of the third quarter. It was all Bradenton Southeast in this third quarter. They scored 2 touchdowns. The Warhawks did not score in the third quarter. 28-17 your score. Southeast leads it by 11. We'll be back with fourth quarter action. The winner will move to the Class 4A state football semifinals. We'll have fourth quarter action for you right here on Time Warner's Channel 7. Bryan Elliott, Derek Keaton back with you for fourth quarter action. Southeast leading at 28-17. The Warhawks on the move. Pitch the ball, Danielle Williams. Williams cuts it up for another gain of about 5. So, Eric, on this drive, it's been 5 yards at a time, pretty much almost on every play for the Warhawks trying to get back into this contest on the first play of the fourth quarter.
If you can just get 4 on every play, you can pick up the first downs. Watch DeQuell Jackson. He's going to get knocked down right here, and he's going to get back up and see if he can help out Danielle Williams pick up more yardage. Danielle stood up right there and moved backwards. They gave him progress. He did pick up about 5 yards.
Danielle now lined up at the fullback position. We'll send Elliott in motion. Play action Jackson under heavy pressure, and he's going to go down. He had no shot at all. And your safety again, Nikita Rutland, coming up on the run blitz, just blew the play up before Jackson had any chance to get the pass off.
Playing that line of scrimmage, I said he'd be squeezing it all night, and here he puts his clutches in on DeQuell Jackson, wraps him up, and then Bunce comes in to finish it up. Another look
off the corner.
Off the corner, nobody there. Too late to pick him up. It was Justin Osto. By that time, Rutland had already did his damage.
So a big loss of 8 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 13. Rolling it to the right. Jackson's going to step up, throw the interception. This is Skokas, the senior linebacker, and he takes it back to about the 42-yard line. It looks like there is a marker down, but that looks like it's going to be a post-interception foul. May just be an illegal block on the return against Southeast.
Well, Jackson that time throwing into coverage, and Skogos just had his man draped, ready for coverage. Had a decent passing lane to throw in, but right there, Skokos has it all the way.
Trying to get it to Scott Thomas, number 81, senior receiver. They will march a penalty off against Southeast, but again, it'll be a post-possession penalty. There's a look at Mike Skokas, one of the men we featured in our pregame show. Showing why. Final leader there, senior linebacker. Came in with 101 tackles. That's his 3rd interception on the year. March it back to the 25, but more importantly for Southeast, they have the football and they stop the Seminole drive. They lead it by 11. Gonna run it straight up the middle with Washington, and Washington, big yardage, picks up 11 on the first down to move the chains out to the 36.
You can see over there, Coach Meckley over there telling his teams, keep it up, keep the momentum going. He gets into this game just as much as his kids do.
He's been around a couple of state championships, 93 and 94, and almost always to the state semifinals or quarterfinals with his fine team. Turned out some great athletes over the year, Eric.
Not an equipment problem up front with the center. You talk about his great athletes. I think he had a quarterback by the name of Peter Warwick that led those 2 state championship teams.
Not too shabby right there. First and 10 from the 36. McPherson on the option, keeps it across midfield into the secondary. Look out, he's gone. Adrian McPherson is going to take this one 65 yards for the Bradenton Southeast touchdown.
He's still running.
And he is excited. They just don't look for him to run that often. He got to that corner in a hurry. It showed his great speed on that 6'4" frame.
Said before the game, it kind of reminds you of Randall Cunningham. Some people may say, well, you know, you might be going to extremes there, but this is a special athlete right here. And he's going places right there. He was going to the end zone. And as of right now, Brian, there's a lot of time left on that clock, but he may be taking his team to the state championship.
Going to take him, it looks like anyway, to the state semifinal. It's going to be hard for this great Warhawk team as Baker adds yet another extra point to extend the lead to 35-17 with 9:49 remaining. It's going to be hard for this Warhawk team to overcome an 18-point lead the way they run their offense. We're going to take another break. You are watching the high school football game of the week on Time Warner's Channel 7. Well, that far sideline very happy. This is their 3rd unanswered touchdown of the second half. The Warhawks have not scored since the second quarter. 35-17, Southeast leads it. Scopus, the man who started the drive with the interception, will kick off for the Seminoles. Got to put his leg into this one and challenge Danielle Williams, who takes it at the 15. Williams gets it out to the 32, and they'll spot it right there, and he's spun down there.
The Warhawks have a lot of work to do right now. They can't afford to put the head down. They do, then may as well just take away the 9 minutes and 42 seconds. And in the season right now, the Southeast defense has played very well in the second half of this football game.
DJ Layfield has checked in at quarterback, his first action of the contest, number 6. He's a safety on the defensive side. He's thrown for 1 touchdown this year. Give the Cole Jackson a break, who's been all over the field this evening and getting pounded. As the quarterback, Layfield rolling it out, going to throw it incomplete, just throwing it away, running for his life under heavy pressure. 55, Julius Wilson, who's had an outstanding game, the 253-pound junior defensive lineman.
Well, right now the Knoll defense can smell it, and they know it's up to them. If they can get the football back in the hands of their offense, that offense is just so hard to stop. I mean, all season long, they put points on the board, average 37, half 35 tonight.
There's Big Al Capone. What's that? He's sporting a little beard there.
I thought you were saying he's sporting a Devil Rays jacket.
One of our sponsors, Al Capone. I'm sure the gang will be over at Capone's dugout up in Clearwater after the game for a couple of pizzas and some cold sodas. Second down and 10.
Real cold sodas.
On the counter crisscross, this is Lumpkin. Lumpkin run down from behind. That's a fine tackle by your sophomore linebacker, Bryan Elliott. Again, he's not big, Eric. He's just a good football player. Just knows where he needs to be, stays home, reads plays well.
He doesn't give up on the tackle here. You see Lumpkin avoids the inside pressure. I mean, Elliott grabs a hold of him. Lumpkin had those legs a churning. I mean, he may have dragged Elliott a little bit of ways, but Elliott still makes the tackle, doesn't give up.
Wasn't textbook, but showed pretty strong hands for 159-pounder.
It'll count in the stats tomorrow.
3rd and a long 6. Layfield remains in at quarterback. Slot to the short side. Play action under heavy pressure. Throws it across the middle, and Elliott has it bounce off his chest. Would have been enough for the first down, but Marvin could not quite haul it in. It'll be 4th and long, and another punting situation for the Seminole Warhawks. 8:36 remaining.
This is an outstanding play by T.J. Layfield. He really makes something out of nothing. This play, whether it was designed to go outside, but I don't think Elliott was ready for that football. Looked like he waited for a moment, and then all of a sudden the pass was delivered to him.
Well, Jackson and Layfield are both in the game. Layfield is a short man. And we're going to have a timeout called by Southeast. Yes, they're going to call a timeout to try to set it up because they had Layfield in as the short man, the up man as the blocker, but that would also tip off the defensive coaches. This may be a fake coming here.
Well, let me tell you, Seminole ran a fake in the first round of the playoffs ahead in the ball game to keep a drive alive so they could run out the clock. Caught everyone off guard.
That was a big play in that contest. I remember, of course, watching the replay. Didn't get a chance to do that game, but
you see what Coach Paul Meckley has done in his many years as the head man at the Southeast Seminoles. Consecutive district wins. He had 44 back in that big 93 and 94 campaign, and district titles for state finalists. They've been there 5 times, as recently as 1998, and won a couple in 93 and in 94. An outstanding program. Playing in 4A, will be in 3A next season.
Well, that's even scarier. 3A. Punted out of there by Jackson. Going to take a nice Warhawk roll down to their 22. And a late flag coming in as there is a Warhawk player down on the field. May have been a victim of a late hit. 52, Tom Pankey, a junior offensive and defensive lineman.
He is in some serious pain. Looked like he was holding his left arm. I did not see any contact. Coach Roper out there even to check on him for Seminole. Some kind of phantom hit.
Well, it looked like he got a shot from Nikita Rutland. And that may have been what the penalty for. As Rutland ran off the field, he got a high five and a hug from the coach. And hopefully he didn't get it for putting a cheap shot on 52 Tom Pankey. Exactly the epitome of sportsmanship, if that's what happened.
The official's going to sort this one out and advise captains on both sides what the play is. This one could be against Seminole.
We got clipping on the kicking team, decline, first down.
Clip against the kicking team decline, so it was not called a late hit against Rutland or anyone else from Southeast. But Hankey went down, and
the Hankey followed.
In a late hit or a hit that was, I guess, questionable. It wasn't called a late hit. 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. McPherson on the draw play. James Shelley on the carry.
This defense now being worked on. Southeast game in hand as of right now. Now they'll try to burn a little bit of clock. But just when you think they're going to run it 3 plays and out, they'll pull that football out and Adrian Mcpherson will drop a bomb on you.
2nd down and 5. Going to run a play action under pressure from Layfield. Dumps it off underneath his outlet man Travis Lip. He has a first down. Fabrizio with a great effort to drag him down at the 47, but a big gain to move the chains for Southeast.
Fabrizio is just playing the sheer guts right now. I don't know how much he has left, but he just gets up so slow after every play. But that last play, as you mentioned by Adrian Mcpherson, you saw his strength to get out of a would-be blitzer. and then have the vision upfield. Of course, it helps when you're 6'4", but that's how they make quarterbacks nowadays. And he is a quarterback. Heard some rumors at the beginning of the season he might be a defensive back or a receiver, but this kid is a QB.
Best high school quarterback I've seen on the field since we did a game a few years back here when we were still Vision Cable, and the 2 quarterbacks for Dixie Highlands and Ocala Vanguard were Dante Culpepper and Markel Blackwell. Haven't seen a better one since, and there's a late hit call, I guess, against the Seminole Warhawks right here in front of us for pushing McPherson out of bounds. And starting to get a little chirping going. Well, let's hope this game does not detract here or deteriorate with 7 minutes, a little over 7 minutes left, and an 18-point Bradenton Southeast lead. Southeast still trying to keep the pressure on. They've got McPherson in the shotgun, even with that 18-point lead.
Here they pick up a 15-yard unsportsmanlike.
Dead ball foul, personal foul, late hit on the green team. First.
Trying to run that option, nothing there, closed down by Hunter, and then as he gets ready to go out and gets toward that home team side, he gets a little push in the back.
Fabrizio pushed him late and to the bench. He got sort of pushed back again, and that's going to be called every time. This is Washington, and Washington tripped up by Fabrizio.
Fabrizio getting up a little quicker now. Seems to have the legs back underneath him. How you doing? Hi, Mom.
I'm saying hi to Mom, a future Seminole Warhawk cheerleader here on the sideline. Seems a little bashful, Eric.
First time on camera.
Getting their AT for the first time. 2nd down and 7. And the shotgun is McPherson. On the play action, gonna throw it deep, leading by 18, and Danielle Williams breaks it up down at the goal line, trying to get the ball down to Fred Spann. So with an 18-point lead, just under 6 minutes left, Paul Mickley doesn't think it's enough. He's going to try to get another one going up top.
But this time, Danielle Williams is there, step for step with Spann. Actually turns around and hits up just at the appropriate time to knock away that football.
Good play by Danielle Williams. 3rd down. About 8. McPherson under heavy pressure from Fabrizio and company, fires it to Washington, who was crunched after the reception. Actually loses a yard. Coming hard that time were Jackson, Fabrizio, and Hunter after Adrian Mcpherson.
I'll tell you what, 4, 3, and 7. 3 of the best tacklers that you'll see in Pinellas County running after number 5 right here. And he just buys enough time to deliver the football. May have not been for much, may not have been for a first down, but he avoided a big loss.
Actually, there was no gain. I thought he lost the yard, but they gave him a favorable spot back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to let the clock. Well, I guess they stopped the clock, and they said he went out of bounds on the reception. It's not running with 5:38 left, and they're going to punt, it looks like, for the first time in a while. Travis Lip, in punt formation. Williams, the big man. Lip gets it out of a nice high spiral. Beautiful punt. Williams calls the fair catch back at his 10. And the Warhawks will put it in play from there, 1st and 10 with 5:32 remaining, trailing it 35-17.
Miracle time right now for Seminole to make the game, to have any chance with 5:32. As we said, they just don't play well from behind. But the Hawks, an incredible run, 12-0.
They did.
Farthest for any Pinellas County team, the farthest they ever went in school history. They haven't been to the playoffs that much, and you can expect them to be back again next season. They may be moving up to 5A, but they will definitely be back. They have a lot of skilled players once again, including the quarterback and Fabrizio.
1st and 10 from their 10. Straight up the middle, running hard. Eric Hunter gets out to the 13. Nice gain on 1st down that time by Eric Hunter. Give him a gain of 7.
He's been silent here in the 2nd half. The Knoll defense is keyed in on. Seminole doesn't seem to be in a hurry. They're just going to run their offense.
Well, as you said, they only had 4 pass completions in the first 2 playoff games. It's not a come-from-behind team. They can't line up in the shotgun and throw it down the field. That's just not what they do. They don't know how to do that. It's not what their athletes do best. This is what they do best. They run the football and pick up the first down there, again by Hunter, who's still running hard. Certainly the Seminoles of Southeast will give them those plays, trailing by 18. They're going to make them grind it out with the clock now under 5 minutes and counting. Lumpkin in motion. Hunter takes it again, this time off the left side. Another nice hole, and he gets out to the 35. Give him a gain of about 8 on that one. Spotted over the 35, give him a gain of 9.
Hunter now picking up yards they desperately needed to start this second half. Nice blocking up front. DeQuez Gully getting a nice block. Abrahamson downfield.
Well, Tom Power says it's close enough to 10 that they're going to call the chains across the field and measure. Well, Eric, I know our staff has been putting together nominations for the Time Warner All-Star team. When can we expect to see the All-Star team selected and air the show? 1 hour special this year, is that correct?
Correct. Sports Report will have that on Tuesday, December 19th. We'll have the Executive Student Athlete of the Year, of course, the Player of the Year, that trophy I've been showing to everybody on Sports Report all season long at the end of the show. They're getting tired of me showing this trophy. Well, it's going to get a nameplate on it, and we're going to present that to the Player of the Year. We have a lot of nominations. Of course, we'll also have the Offense and Defensive Player of the Year, our first and second team. That man could be the Player of the Year. Of course, we'll reveal that after the Palms of Pinellas All-Star game here on Time Warner, which is about 10 days away. Brian, was December 12 days away.
Yep. Week and a half from a Wednesday evening. Looking forward to that one. Largo High School, always a good one. We'll show that one also statewide on the Sunshine Network.
And on the All-Star Special, we'll be producing that show from Raymond James Stadium the night of the big game between the Bucks and the Rams. So hopefully we'll have some special guests. Get to talk with Dennis Miller, you know. I doubt I'll get to talk to him. I don't think I'd want to talk to him. He'd do all the talking.
Well, that'd be a lot of fun. We'll see what happens. He might say a few words that
well, you know, he works
people
at
don't
HBO.
understand.
That's Time Warner Company.
Yes, he does. We just might have to remind Mr. Miller of that.
It'll be a fun show.
It'll be a good one. A lot of great athletes this year showing their skills on the Pinellas County gridiron. Is one of them right here. Eric Hunter picks up the first down on 2nd and short. This would not go down. Eric Hunter still battling to the end.
That's the type of player he is. And we mentioned it's really a shame you had a guy like him have an injury during the course of the season and miss a few games, because he really can be your workhorse. Obviously, the Warhawks, they love to spread the football around, running it. That's the offensive game plan. But you really saw his power in the postseason as he had the most carries in the first 2 games. He's had a lot of carries tonight, picking up those tough yards and scoring touchdowns for Seminole.
Great senior year for him and some of his running mates, Williams, Gully. Jackson on the carry, nothing there that time on the option.
You see Julius Wilson, a junior, making the tackle and picking up DeQuell Jackson, a junior. Those two may meet again in the future next season when they're seniors. Actually, they won't, because one moving up to 5A and 3A now, so this will do it. There's a lot of changes. We won't go into those changes in the All-Star Special. We'll save those for the preseason as everybody's moving again.
Need an accounting firm to sort them out for us. 2nd down and 10. Williams in motion. Give the ball to Joey Fabrizio. Nothing there. Stacked up right at the point of attack. On the bottom of the pile. Wilson again. Big number 77 also in there. Todd Bunce. And they just blew that play up right at the point of attack. 3rd and 10. Paul Mockley, his team, moving closer. He had another appearance in a state championship game. They've had a terrific season, played a very tough schedule as we talked about. They will move to 10 and 3 and probably visit St. Thomas Aquinas, which would be a real barn burner.
Thomas bringing the defense and the offense again.
Provided by Adrian Mcpherson. Fort Myers, an undefeated team, so can't be too presumptive there with our thought process on that one.
St. Thomas Aquinas has been the old nemesis for Fort Myers for several seasons. But you talk about coaches of the year, you'll have to consider the man you just saw, Sam Roper, leading this team to an undefeated season. A lot of people at the beginning of the year thought that the Warhawks had the talent to get to the playoffs. I don't think anybody would have predicted them to go 12-0 to this point.
Jackson on the punt on 4th and 10. Lip the deep man. Travis Lip, the junior. Come up short, hit at the 30. And Lip's just going to watch it roll inside the 20, all the way down to the 14. It will be whistled dead right there with 1:51 left in this Class 4A Region 3 final. And the Bradenton Southeast Seminoles leading at 35-17.
Coach Roper's team came in with a good game plan, had the lead at the half, 17-14, as you said, unanswered points. And as I tried to jokingly say, Adrian Mcpherson had an answer. They knew that's the game plan they wanted. Whether they're behind by 3, they were down as much as 10. You look at 17-7, they just 4 straight touchdowns. The big play, the short play, the drives, they've done it all. And they have more work to do next Friday night.
Washington, the lone back's going to get the carry, runs straight up the middle, runs into DeQuell Jackson, Fabrizio and company. Picks up a couple, but at this point they just want to take the time off the clock, take the ride back down over the Sunshine Skyway Bridge to Bradenton and get ready for the big semifinal game next week.
You know, one of the things that you talk about, this wide open offense or spread type offense that the Noles have, they can take a player out of the game like DeQuell Jackson, who can play the run very well, and he has to follow around a receiver. He hasn't had that many tackles tonight. They've thrown the ball more.
Washington again. He's quick for a 216-pounder. Straight up the middle, picks up 7 yards and a first down to the 25.
Explodes through that hole, doesn't need much. Keeps that head down and keeps those legs going. And we saw him catch the football out of the backfield. See what McPherson's done tonight. His numbers, no interceptions. That's nothing new. Last week, McPherson had 5 touchdown passes and 283 yards, 14 of 24.
No, only 40 touchdowns on the year and only 5 interceptions.
I just think he could reach 50 if he just goes off the next 2 games.
Unbelievable numbers for an unbelievable athlete. Adrian Mcpherson going to take a knee and run the clock out. So the season will continue for Bradenton Southeast, Adrian Mcpherson and company, but let's talk about the good job Sam Roper, Justin Lumpkin, DeQuell Jackson, Marvin Elliott, Fabrizio, Layfield. You can talk about all these kids. Hunter Gully did a great job, Danielle Williams, and
the assistant coaches, Bill Shepard, Joe Fabrizio, Mike Perlin, Mark DeRuzzo, and Ray Peters.
They had a terrific year and did a fantastic job.
And Paul Meckley, Howard Eberly, Anthony Bingham, Bob Shackelford. There's a couple storm names for you. Bingham and Shackelford and Brian McKnight, Joe Hammond, and Don Taylor, and even the trainer, John Carr. All of them going to move on.
That was, I guess, the final play of the game as McPherson threw it deep down the sideline. Not sure what was going on there as they were taking a knee, supposedly. Paul Mockley coming across. And that's it. Final score 35-17. We're going to take a break and be back to wrap this one up. You're watching the high school football game of the week on Time Warner's Channel 7. Bryan Elliott, Derek Keaton back with you at Seminole High School. 35-17, the Bradenton Southeast Seminoles will advance to the semifinals of the 4A state football tournament. The Seminole Warhawks finished the season 12-1, an outstanding year for Sam Roper and his squad, Eric.
And nobody thought, as I said earlier, that they would go 12-0, make it this far, 12-1. The school has a lot to be proud of in their team as they join in a knee and pray at the end of the game, along with the Southeast Seminoles showing great sportsmanship. And I'm sure the Warhawks will wish them the best as they go on, and Adrian Mcpherson takes that show, and the defense gets a little better, and whomever they face will be quite entertaining Not as entertaining as that man right there. I would not like to be his parents when he has to go home and scrub that off.
A disappointed Warhawk fan, but congratulations to Adrian Mcpherson and his fine team. Paul Mockley going to the state semifinals. Wish them well. And we've got the Seminoles game on Wednesday the 13th air coming up. And then we also have the Time Warner High School basketball tournament at Clearwater High School on Wednesday the 20th. So a lot of action. And the high school football special coming up on Sports Report.
And that'll be sandwiched in between those two. And DeQuez Gully, I guess we can expect him to play in the Seminoles, possibly even be an all-star on a team. And Danielle Williams as well. We'll see these guys again. And do not forget, the week of the Super Bowl, Sam Roper in charge of that Team USA that will take on the world in the Red Oak Farms Junior Global Football Championship.
And we're looking forward to that. Congratulations again to both of these fine football teams for a great effort this evening. 35-17 is your final score. The Bradenton Southeast Seminoles win it by 18 over the Seminole Warhawks. We're going to wrap it up right now. For my broadcast partner Eric Keaton, producer Brian Syracusa, director Ed Botker, and everybody else here at the award-winning Time Warner